I feel like I was lucky in the people that I got to meet, but then I look at you two and I think you got to meet so many more people, you know.
Well, you're younger.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
You're going to meet everybody. I mean, I remember sitting when I was 21 years old, and I was hired to write for the Smothers Brothers, and I was very naive. And now we're all at dinner, and Tom and Dick are telling stories about people, and I'm sitting there going, I have no stories. I can't believe I don't have a story.
Right.
And I was 21. So you've got to be this age, 180, to have a story.
You met General Grant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
What a fun guy he was. But I do think there was that whole...
You said Mary Lincoln could be pushy. Tell that story.
But no, even, just in the... I mean, there's that clip that I've seen a million times. I think it's you on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, Marty, and I think it's Betty Davis sitting next to you. And
Yeah,
you think,
she had already killed with her 3 episodes, 3 segments.
Yeah, 3
She'd
segments.
done the plate bit. And
Yeah,
all
yeah,
that
everything.
stuff,
Yeah, she did.
What do you mean the plate bit? You're making that up.
No, that thing.
But you mean it. She did kill. She was
great. Oh,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
she was great.
Yeah.
But I just think, Johnny Carson is the host of The Tonight Show, and sitting next to you is Betty Davis. That's an era of showbiz.
Yeah, and I'd never met Johnny Carson. So it was particularly because I loved Johnny Carson.
Yeah.
As we all did.
Yeah.
So much. So that I didn't even do his show for 10 years or 8 years or something when I could have, because I thought, I'm too hip. I just do Letterman. But the reality, I was scared to.
Well, and people don't even understand the era then, because it's all changed so much. But both of you had this experience where you'd go on Johnny Carson's Tonight Show, and you'd do your set, and the next day everybody had seen it.
Yeah, right.
And you could walk through a hotel lobby, and Steve would just drive from hotel to hotel just to walk through the lobby, wearing a shirt that said, "Did you see me on Carson?" But people, I have so many stories that I've heard from comedians where they were not famous, they did well on Carson, and the next day, everybody in the United States is saying, "Great job." Whereas today, it's just a completely different landscape.
My observation of that is a little different, but it's too long and boring. But I'll tell you one.
No, I'd love to hear that.
Okay, well, that's what I believed. You went on Carson,
Yep.
and then the next day you were famous.
Right.
But I found with myself, you went on Carson, next day, nothing. Then you go on Carson again, and the next day, somebody looks at you like, did I meet you at a party a long time? And then finally it slowly starts to break through. And finally on my 5th appearance, where I finally got it together, I did a good shot. And I went into a store on La Cienega Boulevard, and the woman said, "Were you that boy that was on the Tonight Show last night?" And I said, "Yes, I am." And she said, "Ugh."
Well,
there's always that.
There's always that. And I remember seeing a clip, Marty, I could tell you're just slightly different. You killed, but I could tell that you're not the Marty that's going on my show and you're just going to kick the shit out of me. It's going to be so much fun. You did a very funny thing about Spit Take, but I could tell like his voice is a little different and you're being well behaved. Do you know what I mean?
With Carson.
With Carson,
Johnny,
yeah.
With you, I don't care.
No.
No.
There's
a difference between being excited to be on Johnny Carson and then to be slumming it,
Uh-huh.
There's certain people I've never overcome my awe, and Johnny Carson was one of them. That I always felt a little, I hope I'm pleasing him.
Yeah.
But they knew they had card games. They were friends.
Yeah, we played cards together. We had dinners.
That's a
with
famous card game. People talk about that card game.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
And the lesson of that card game is everything changes. I mean, you're having...
What do you mean?
Well, you're having poker games with Neil Simon and Carl Reiner and Dan Milnick and, Chevy. And then people die. You know, everything changes. I'm trying to bring up the party here.
Gee.
Hope I'm
No,
happy.
but it's...
And we're all going to die, too.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Never.
All right. Well, anyway, great seeing you.
So
We're
Should
going to
we
roll
pray?
long credits. Let's
Hey, what if we just prayed right now?
We just do a group prayer.
I think that'd be very nice.
And hold hands.
Yeah.
Well, I often think about that. It's almost the fact that I get to know you guys and talk to you guys at all is feels like I'm linking to this very important. I don't know. What I would say is I think everybody has kind of a disdain for their own era of show business and reveres,
Well, what we observe, and I probably applies to you, that younger comedians, like, SNL guys that we kind of know, or you know them better than I because you're a warm person. But we see that camaraderie among them.
Yeah.
That we assume like Don Rickles had, with Frank.
Yeah.
But I see that we have camaraderie with people of our generation, and we see the younger people helping each other. It's a.
Oh, absolutely. No, I mean, people like Fred Armisen
Yeah.
and John Mulaney and Bill Hader are all close friends, and you know them.
They also have caller ID.
I was talking to Fred Armisen once. I mean, this was probably 10 years ago. He's just hanging around SNL. And he said, the latest thing this is probably old now, but
right.
So the latest thing is when you text someone and then the misspellings come up and the different words, you just don't change them. And you just send it off like that. But you do that to other comedians.
Fred is an interesting guy because I remember I think we were at a dinner once and might have been at my house, and Fred was there and didn't say he's a hilariously funny guy, but that night he didn't say anything. He didn't say a word. And I remembered him looking up and down the table and everybody's laughing and joking and he was just observing it all. And he has that almost like, I'd always heard Peter Sellers at a party was very quiet and kind of just observing. And not.
I think we were all there.
Yes. You were there.
It was a funny guys' dinner.
It was a funny guys'
You
dinner.
were there, Steve.
I was?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure were.
I thought you said funny guys.
You were a last minute addition.
Yeah.
I was the control group.
Pauly Shore fell out.
I remember first time I ever met you.
You do?
No. Actually, I do. No, I do. It was
all the life went out of you when you said no. That was really fun.
I saw you rise up and then fall down. No, you came to our apartment and met you, or was it someone else's?
No.
Right?
You know what? We had worked together on SNL, but I wasn't.
Yeah,
I was very shy, and I remembered I don't want to get in Steve, so I was writing things but not approaching you. I was in the background, but then I was chosen for, Lauren said, I think this fellow could host the late night show. It'll be rough for a few years, but he'll eventually get it. I think he could do it. So I'm named Letterman's replacement. And the first thing I do when I come out to LA is Lauren says, and maybe this is a thing he does, but he said, let's take a walk through the flats of Beverly Hills. And people told me later on that Lauren likes
Beverly Hills
take a walk. And when he's taking this walk and he's giving me advice, he's saying, always tip. You're known now. Always tip at least 15% or you'll show up in the Post. I thought he was going to tell me, like, here's the secret.
Yeah.
But he was telling me things like that, which was fine. And then he said, let's see if Steve's in. And I didn't know, Steve, you always assume Steve Croft. And so
Steve Rossi.
Yeah, exactly. So he knocks on a door and you answer. And you have us into your place. And I was like, this is too much. I've just been put into this situation and I need to navigate this. And now we're dropping in on Steve Martin. And I'll never forget, you had just had all the paintings taken down. And I think I just said, like, oh, there are no paintings. And you reacted immediately as if you had been robbed. You're like, what? Oh, my God. And I thought, oh, shit, that's funny.
That's a perfect reaction to where are your paintings.
Yeah. Whenever in studio, I remembered once, every now and then you'd be in the studio at 6A rehearsing, and the lights would go out because of some situation in the building, Rockefeller Center, some situation. The lights would just go out. And Andy would always instantly scream, my pearls!
Well, Andy who?
Andy Richter.
Oh,
there
hilarious.
You go. Yeah, it was just my pearls. And
oh, I got to
That's
remember
so
that,
funny.
but I have to give him credit.
yeah,
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
No, just take it.
No.
Yeah.
Andy was fine.
I know I'll blow it. My what was it? Pearls?
My
But
previews.
my
Previews. I mean, pearls.
my Pez.
My pets.
how did you guys decide we're going to start working together as a two-hander act? How did that come about?
I'll tell you what. It's a boring story, so I'm going to give it to you.
No. It was 2011. We were asked to interview each other it was the closing of the Just for Laughs Comedy Festival in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
It was May, and it was 2011, and we just interviewed.
What did we have
each
for
other.
breakfast? I get.
You had scrambled eggs. I had French toast. Come on, man. I had syrup. No, and we interviewed each other, and that was it. And it went well, and we thought we'd do it again. And we just then.
Well, the funny part is we were interviewing each other about comedy for a comedy festival.
Right.
Yes.
So we could talk about comedy, kind of like we're doing here, but to comedy people, it's kind of interesting. So we thought, hey, let's do that again. So we got a corporate gig or something.
For dentists.
And so we're sitting and we're talking about comedy and we're thinking, this doesn't work.
Yeah.
And then we started, and Marty had a show he did solo, and I had a show that I did with a band. And so we kind of combined them. But he had material, and I had a bunch of songs with funny intros.
Mm-hmm.
And when we first started working together, he had everything, and I kind of had nothing, because I didn't bring the band. I said, "Well, I got to bring the band." So that's when it started to gel into a show, and I can go on.
No.
Yeah, I can go on.
No. It's first of all, that was great. That was interesting.
Anyway, well, as I was saying, that.
No, I think you said it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This is just
But I didn't think I got to the part.
Oh, you didn't need to.
Oh, okay.
This reminds me of I made the mistake once of it's and it's like wearing the shorts, but I knew I made this terrible mistake of someone had mentioned food and what they eat, and I said, well, you know what I do now is I eat 2 meals a day. I have like a shake at 11 and I put a lot of spinach in it, and then I try to eat dinner early, like at 5. And then as I'm finishing saying it, I see Marty just staring at me, the way a shark looks at a canned ham that fell into the ocean. And he looks at me and he said, when other people discuss the details of their diet, it's boring, but not you. And of course, there were some writers standing around who were like, yes.
Well, they love when the boss is attacked.
That was also just me realizing, why did I get into this? Why did I lather myself up with bacon grease and then climb into this piranha pool? Why did I do that?
My wife is very wise about talking about what you eat. She said, you're allowed to talk about what you do eat, but you're not allowed to talk about what you don't eat.
That's very good.
Oh, that's good.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a
I mean,
lot.
if this podcast, if we go away with one thing, that's it.
It's like with me, beets. I don't eat beets. Oh, wow.
Well, I think it's, I'm curious. One thing I was curious about is, when you come up with a great new insult for the other, do you ever try it out in the moment on stage, or do you ever?
Have
you tried
rare.
to surprise each other ever?
Not really, but sometimes we've come up with things.
And then we'll go right to the prompter afterwards and say, "Oh, right, that we'll remember it."
What prompter?
That if we had a prompter, if we had a prompter,
yeah. So you're saying if we had a prompter and we
would
came
go
up
to
with a joke, we would go over and talk.
No. I mean, now we just go to our own minds and lock it in.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get a chance to tell you this, Steve, because I guess you have caller ID. But Marty took the call.
Yeah, I did.
And when you guys co-hosted SNL, I watched that monologue.
You mean recently?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the only time we've co-hosted.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
Of all the times.
Or was it 40 years ago?
It was last season, and you guys did this monologue, and it was over. And I've worked there. I've seen thousands of SNL monologues over the years. I cut my teeth on that show as a young kid watching TV, and I said, that is the best Saturday Night Live monologue I've ever seen. It was perfect.
So you didn't like my other monologues I did?
No,
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
Well, whenever you would
Yeah.
come out to do a monologue on SNL, everyone knew that was the time to go get a drink.
Yeah. Well, here's what.
Use the bathroom. No, but it was perfect. It was absolute perfection.
Okay.
Sorry.
May I raise my hand?
Yes.
So that monologue, we worked on it with the writers. We got some things, but we decided we're going to do a bit from our show.
Mm-hmm.
So that we'll know we can trust it.
Yeah.
So afterwards, it went well, and the ratings were sky high. It was
Yes.
the highest rated show of the year, as far as I know. And I said to Marty, Marty, the monologue went great, and the ratings were high. So there's a chance we'll be asked back to host at some other time. And I said, and before you say yes, just remember, we worked on that monologue for 3 years.
You guys had this, I know it's part of your show, but God, it's a good idea. I care about Steve and I care about Marty, and it's so much so that I've prepared the eulogy already,
Right.
that I'm going to give for you.
Oh.
And you each have them on you, and damn it, it's funny.
Well,
it's one of the funniest things. It's such a great, and the minute I heard the idea, I was saying, oh, this is a kill zone.
Well, the funniest line to me is Steve's opening line when it goes down the stage. No, this time for me to talk. Remember, narcissism is just within your thing.
No, but I wanted to explain. I have a pre-story to that, and then you can say that.
Well, first of all, I was going to do your line, so you might as well keep talking.
No, you do the line. I'm just saying that I had this idea that we would do this eulogy, but I couldn't I said, I just don't know how it starts. I don't know. There'll be some jokes or something, and then actually a writer sent in and this line. So it would be me. So you be me speaking.
So the lights come down and it says "Remembering Marty," and Steve's opening line is, "Gee, not much of a turnout."
But it enabled the whole piece because we could get into it with the first laugh.
Yeah.
Right. It is, and it's funny too, because I love it. Occasionally you get someone who thinks, why are they being mean to each other?
Yeah.
And that always drives me crazy.
The funniest thing to me is when we doing our thing, and he'll say something, I'll say something, and you'll hear somebody in the audience go, "Whoa!"
I remember one time being on Conan's show, and I insulted him a great deal. And then the next time I was on, I went to YouTube to see what jokes I'd done, and I read the comments below, and people would say, he shouldn't talk to Conan that way. If Conan wanted to, he could take him apart.
We did a piece.
That's a fun person to have dinner with.
I know.
Why are you making jokes?
We had when I was first doing the late night show, we did a piece where, one of the most beloved people at the time was Mary Lou Retton, the gymnast, and she's, small and cute, and she won all these gold medals, and everyone loves her. And we did a pre-tape bit where I think Andy says, I think I'm getting the hang of this late night hosting thing, and Andy goes like, you could. Yeah, but the other night I thought you were a little off. And I said, I don't know what you're talking about. We cut to a pre-tape of me just losing it on Mary Lou Retton. And I'm screaming at her, fully committed. And we showed that. Audience laughs. I think the next day or the day after that, I go on Howard Stern. He takes calls, and someone calls in. I saw the other night. And your behavior towards Mary Lou Retton was atrocious. I don't think you're funny. That was awful the way you spoke to her.
I can't believe you didn't recognize my voice. It reminds me of a story. I don't know if these are like older elderly stories, but Mike Nichols, was married to was married to Diane Sawyer. Yep. And he was, he's a hilariously funny guy, and he would say things like that invite him to a party. And he said, "Well, I'll have to run by the ball and chain." So he would call Diane his ball and chain as a joke. So then I think it was Vogue.
Yeah.
They said, Evidently, Mike Nichols refers to his wife as the ball and chain.
Yeah,
It's a negative thing. So he wrote them a letter, which I think they published, but said, I realize that humor to your editors is like a cross to a vampire.
Guys, I'm going to let you go because you have.
Wouldn't you like to get some part of this interview that's usable?
This is what you're a young lad. You've listened to some of my. I'm going to say this is my favorite episode maybe ever. This is one of my.
Certainly,
this is a spectacular episode.
I'm just going back over why we're doing it.
It's because of your admiration for me and my work.
Well, this is a very, very famous podcast.
I understand that.
Yeah,
I know that.
And so we should be honored to be part of it.
You couldn't get it. You couldn't say it with a straight face.
Hey, after this, let's you and me go and cash our checks.
Let's do it. But we need a big bank.
Yeah.
I mean, not every bank.
I have ID and maybe we'll get some cash and some just a cashier's check.
Yeah. And I have a servant with me. He could carry the bullion.
You guys have always kept in touch.
Yeah.
That's what I like about you. You never got in the bubble. You're out there.
Oh, I'm of the people. It's always
Kept in touch with whom? What do you mean?
You're just in touch with the people.
Oh,
the common
right.
man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're going to the bank. You'll probably have to stop and get a wheelbarrow. But you do it in a humble way.
Would you say that with success, you changed?
I'm pausing. You can't help but change, but I'd say I have changed for the better with success. That's what I think.
That's great.
Yeah. I mean, you probably disagree.
I was going to say, I can't wait to
when
phone
did you
others.
Did you know Steve? I mean, you
I met him in Three Amigos, 85, July.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. And then we became great friends. And then you make that decision of whether you're going to just have that 2-month experience of making a movie and never see someone again or not. And I think we both chose to keep hanging.
It's just interesting you bring up Three Amigos because you made that movie. It came out and it, did what it did, but then it goes on. And I don't know when it happened, but within maybe 10 years of it coming out, there's this whole generation that seizes that movie and says, this is one of our favorite movies. And it has grown since then in a way that I think is well-deserved, but it's kind of fascinating to me. Were you aware of that happening?
That's what happens with a lot of my movies, except for the 10-year part where they like it. Well, I've always found that you never know if a movie is a hit or success till 10 years goes by. Because some movies are big hits when they come out, and then you never hear of them again.
Right.
And then some movies tend to grow. I was surprised. In fact, we got a call from a magazine in London, and they said, it was a film magazine. They said, we want to put you, Marty, and Chevy on the cover. And we said, why? And they said, well, it's the 25th anniversary of Three Amigos. I said, you care? And that's when I started noting that there was some kind of thing happening with it.
It's got this whole other life. And I can't tell you how many times I've seen, they'll ask various rock musicians, artists, athletes, just anyone, politicians, list favorite movies. And then Three Amigos keeps popping up in there, which is really great.
Well, Steve wrote it.
Well, with Lorne Michaels and Randy Newman.
That's right.
But you said you wrote the funniest parts.
That's what you
told
actually,
me.
Randy Newman wrote my favorite joke in the whole thing. And it's when El Guapo, it's his birthday, and all his men are celebrating, and he opens a package, and he goes, it's a sweater.
I love the canteen joke so much that you're both, the three of you are running out of water.
Canteen.
The canteen, and just there's barely enough, and then just luxuriating.
I like
spitting out. Yeah, lip balm is so fantastic.
My favorite joke is we go into a saloon that's filled with bad guys, and we're all in our spangly outfits, and I go up to the bartender and say, "Excuse me, we're not Mexicans. we're from out of town.
Was it fun to make?
Yeah.
It was. Yeah.
Mhm.
It was.
We were actually, in Arizona and on locations and building these beautiful sets.
It's just one of those, because sometimes I've known, and when you're having a blast making something, I sometimes get worried. If you're having a really good time making something, that this means it won't be good.
One of my favorite lines, somebody reminded me of it too at the end, the very end. I go up to Patrice Martinez, who's a beautiful actress who played Carmen. She passed away, unfortunately. And it's supposed to be like something between us. And I go up and we're about to ride off. And I say to her, I'll be back one day. And she says, why?
Well, guys, what's the plan for the rest of the day? I'm sure you've blocked out a whole chunk of time with me.
Well, I've got to do my 5BX workout.
Oh, incredible.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you look amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And today it's ab day, so I'm going to work on the abs. And that's most of the day.
Yeah.
Hard for you, when you say that, for me not to think of your role on Arrested Development, where you're the bullet, shoot me. And my son adores that show. So the times that you've been around, as much as you've done, you never know what's going to get people.
Yeah.
And he's seen and really liked your other work, but you as the bullet. Whatever, isn't that your?
I was a guy. I was not so old. I was their uncle that my legs didn't work, and I had to be carried around by a big strong man.
Yeah.
And we kept adding jokes. And at one point, I said, "To the nuts!" And they put me down to Jason Bateman's, testicles, and I went, "Bridge mix." And I meant they put me on a table to eat nuts.
But it's just so nice that you do these different things. You never know what's going to catch with who. And then, my son, who now is 17, but at the time he was seeing it, he was like 12. And he was like, well, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen. And I'm like, well, he's at the, he's coming over tonight. And it's just, it's lovely. It's very nice. Gentlemen.
Okay.
Thank you, Conan.
I want to let you go.
Thank you very much.
Think about the cameo.
Right.
Of course.
I will play a small part. I have a tendency to shoot the lens. I look right into the lens.
Wow, good. That's
Yeah.
good.
What would it be?
Yeah. It's funny because
Shrek-like monster crushes townspeople and then is arrested for murder. Something like that.
Okay.
But I like
Why do I goad you? Why do I ask for more?
I like Conan's approach because most actors try not to look into the lens.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would have a small role where I'm literally carrying crab cakes in the background at the nice West Side apartment, and I stop and I turn and look right into the lens and freeze. And that's what we're going to do. Oh, Steve's taking a call.
No. Oh, no, I'm looking at my plans for the rest of the day because you asked, and then I realized I have none.
Okay. Well, perfect.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
Guys, you both mean the world to me, and this is... I don't know. We will never top this episode. And I know that you're being self-effacing and saying we've killed time. It's an absolute joy. Absolute joy.
Thank you, Conan.
I bow to both
loved
of you.
It too.
I
bow
love
to you.
Well, let's not get crazy.
And obviously we've both been influences, but which one a little bit more? Oh, me.
Oh,
you can't see everybody. He's looking at me. Thanks, Conan.
No.
Anyway, Steve, your car's here.
Okay, so I'm getting this image of your life, but you're also very enterprising. You've been in movies, you've been in television.
Yes.
You're always on the go. You're
Hello.
always... Flula is slowly but surely taking over the world, yes?
Well, as a German, that's illegal, and I would never admit to this. I have
Taking what I meant, I didn't mean to imply anything. I'm saying you are...
invading.
You are,
No,
you are
no,
invading
no,
media
no.
with you are...
I'm subtly gathering stamps on my passport, fully legally and with everyone's consent.
You are blitzkrieging
Okay.
Hollywood with your talent.
Nope, I am just very subtly showing up with a cake and a smile.
A massive air show
Okay.
of talent.
No.
You are...
Daintily prancing around.
Now, I had the pleasure of going to Berlin with you. Remember when we were in Berlin
I
together?
remember this, yes.
And this was fascinating for me because I got to see you in your home environment.
Yeah.
And I noticed that a lot of the German people are very comfortable with nudity.
Oh, very much, yes.
And you seemed very comfortable with nudity too.
I'm also German, so I'm part of this Venn diagram you have just described.
Now, I, as for example, not comfortable with my nudity at any time.
You did not enjoy having your penis exposed on the beach.
No, I wear a full-on formal tuxedo when I take a shower. But you, on the other hand, I noticed very comfortable with it. Have you tried that here in the States? And what's the reaction been?
Oh, exposing my genitalia in
just
public?
walking. Yeah, I don't mean just genitalia, but I mean letting your body be free of all clothing. Have you been nude in America, and how has that gone over for you?
It has gone in awkward ways. I try to. Have you seen the show Austin Powers and the Murder Mystery Man? Oh, I don't know the name. International Man of Mystery. Yeah, in the beginnings, it is the credits. He's always like turning around. Oh, maybe we will see his pee-pee, but no, it's a broccoli. And then he turns around and he's like, "What is that? Oh, it's an M1 Abrams tank or something." And so this is how I try to present it to myself in America, because I know everyone is terrified of nudity here.
Okay. Well, I don't know if they're terrified of it, but it can be inappropriate quickly. I'm told you boarded an American Airlines flight completely nude. That's the kind of thing that's not cool.
I was wearing flip-flops, so okay. So it's inaccurate.
It's just, okay, well... The news accounts I read did not mention the flip-flops.
Well, you didn't read deep enough, or they are terrible reporters.
Okay, well, this was the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal. These are fine papers.
Oh, Nicholas Kristof. Okay, yeah, okay, much respect. Yeah, okay.
He apparently was sitting in the row opposite you.
Yeah, well, we are no longer on speaking terms.
Okay.
So.
You were friends until you boarded his flight
Until
naked.
I just heard this news of my flip-flops being omitted.
In general, you're doing well? Life is good?
Oh, I am absolutely terrible, Conan.
Why?
Well, the world is on fire.
Everyone, people always say that. Really?
Mathematically, no one that is now alive will be alive in 222 years.
Oh, my God, I didn't realize that.
Now, just think about this.
I made all these plans.
I know. So now you have to execute those plans immediately. Do it all tomorrow. Don't wait what they say. Wait tomorrow, and it's too late for today to make it. So you should have it. You should do it now.
I can't believe that hasn't been a poster.
I think Benjamin Franklin, no?
Yeah, Benjamin Franklin, as he was stroking out, said that.
Yes.
Don't put to tomorrow what today can be done the other day.
So
if you go forward another
too
day.
Late. And then please relight my stove, and there's some lightning.
There's a storm coming. Someone tie a key to a kite.
Tie a key and make me an omelet.
Let me ask you something. How familiar are you with American history? Do you consider yourself? I mean, you've come to this country. We welcome you with open arms, as America does. Yep. Sometimes, but. Do you consider yourself an American citizen now? Do you think you're comfortable in these ways?
I am very confused every time about everything, but I'm also very excited. I love to learn. I'm like a sponge. You can just dump things into me, Conan.
You don't dump things into a sponge. A sponge sort of goes over the... It's an inaccurate metaphor.
Yeah, and you added a U to the sponge just now.
Oh, I'm sorry, Matt Gourley.
Oh, see?
Jesus.
I took your U and added it to sponge.
So I'm gourley again.
Okay, it's gourley and sponge.
All right.
Okay, so...
A wonderful tag team detective show. Yeah.
Gourley and
they
sponge.
took the U from gourley and added it to sponge.
Yeah.
So it's gourley and sponge.
Better than Thelma and Louise.
You... Whenever I'm done speaking to you, I'm very stupid at the end.
Also.
And you don't get smarter.
By speaking to myself, never.
No. To me, when I'm done speaking to you, I'm very dumb always. I'm going to go home. I'll probably have to be driven home because I'm not safe to drive after speaking to you because I'm so stupid.
Yes, I get it. So, Conan, when other people speak to me, it's like, people like, oh, you should have your teapot open and ready to receive more tea. But I have the top is on.
What?
So if you put...
I don't understand at all.
Imagine a submarine.
Yeah. How do we get to a submarine?
Imagine how many liquids and waters and airs enter a submarine.
Yes.
That is my brain when we speak.
Okay, very good.
Yes.
I'm going to change the topic.
Okay.
To the topic I was trying to talk about, which is you and America. What about this country confuses you?
A lot of this much driving, not much. Do you have a burp? Is that a thought?
I just burped.
Oh, okay.
I just quietly burped. I'm drinking a lot of water, and I just burped into the little microphone.
But you also leaned up a bit, so I didn't.
Well, I wanted you to see that I was burping.
So that was purely burp. That was not a toot burp.
I can't do the both at the same time.
You can't.
I mean, I'd be in the almanac if I could do that.
That's a flurp. Yes.
What's that?
A flaught and a blurb.
Okay, now I'm so stupid, my heart's not beating. You've just taken me down to baseline activities that are run by the cortex are gone.
Yes, you're in the 7th level of the Titanic. You're just shoveling that coal, but no cuisines are being cooked.
Do you like America?
It is very enjoyable to me. I feel very lucky. I have received a career thanks to you and also other Americans who have employed me. So vielen Dank and thank you, Conan. Christopher, is it correct? O'Brien.
Conan Christopher O'Brien. Very
Yes,
good. That
yes.
is my name.
I've
Yes.
Googled you.
Yes. Oh, you have?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, you are a comedian and also a host.
A host.
Yeah.
Do you also say ghost?
Ja, Ghost.
Ghost and host.
A ghost. Ja,
Okay.
ja.
Geist.
Ein Gespenst.
Ja.
Ja. Geist is like your spirits and
Das
Gespenst
Zeitgeist.
is an actual small. Ja.
Kannst wir sprechen auf Deutsch?
Ja, wenn du willst. Na klar.
So, roter Kopf kann nicht verstehen.
Ja, der versteht nichts.
Ja.
Überhaupt nichts.
Okay,
Ja,
guys.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the odd man out at the UN. What's going on here?
We were
So-
saying, can we talk so that you can understand?
Oh, very nice. Well,
Yeah.
that's some real hospitality there.
Das war nicht nett. Sorry, Bangladesh. Yes.
Now, how much German do you speak?
Nur ein bisschen Deutsch,
Ein bisschen.
aber nicht sehr gut.
Kleben. Well, I'm joining in. I
So,
also
hast du es nicht
am frequent-
verstanden?
Nein, nicht verstehen Sie mich.
Oh,
Wie?
Grieb. Ich denke, dass Krod
Guter Klieben,
Frechtenstadt.
Glauten, Globen?
Okay, if you're going to make stupid
Offspring
nonsense,
references, this
yeah.
is rude.
That's
Def
rude.
Leppard.
Okay, well, that's just nonsense. Do you mind if I go back to speaking real
Sorry.
German?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a real conversation.
Yes. Schade.
Na klar.
Es kreet ein und da frage om das kurz breekt ein oder der BMW oder der Bavarian Schnall. Echt stond der Falki und Faldo.
Falco, ja.
En dus Grebdion echt big tot Rieden
Oh, schön.
schlecht.
Ja, wenn du wirklich willst, machen wir das auf jeden Fall. Das ist wirklich schön.
Kleben.
Flauban. Tiep.
So that's how it's done, Gourley. And the next time you feel
Es tut
like
mir leid.
No, incorrect.
no, okay.
No longer speaking
Lost.
German.
No. Otto Preminger.
Oh, na klar. Of course. Ja, bist gut about.
Yeah.
En Friedrich.
Colonel Klink.
Oh, Maschi Masch.
You know what? I don't think we can put ads on this episode because
No one's listening anymore.
No, I think we have to contact all the advertisers and say you don't want to waste your money on this episode because absolutely nothing is happening. Not long ago, I'm in New York City and I sit down and I'm in an outdoor cafe, I think on the Upper West Side.
No, it was East Side.
Oh, it was East
Upper
Side. It was Upper East Side. I'm no longer allowed on the Upper West until the charges are dropped. But
What?
no, it's a long story. Sona, please.
Zaybars has banned him.
I stole an everything bagel. And they don't mind if you steal an onion bagel, but when you steal an everything
That's going
bagel,
too
that's
far.
like
Stuff
crossing the
going too
line.
far.
There's a lot of stuff
But
on it.
I was sitting there and we ran into each other and this was my visceral response was, God, I love Susie Essman. She's such a real person. You are a real person. Some people in the business kind of calcify a little bit. You are so emotionally available. You were so nice. And so we part company and I immediately text Paula Davis, who you were hanging out with beforehand.
Yeah.
And I said, we have to get Susie Essman on the podcast. And of course, she texts right back, I love Susie Essman. But that is the effect I think you have on people.
Oh, thank you. That's nice.
But it's so funny that what most people know you from, even you've been successful and you've been in comedy. And I mean, you did Carson in 1989.
Oy vey. It was not good, by the way.
It didn't go well?
No, it didn't go
What
well.
happened? Tell me about it.
I was on a series on NBC called Baby Boom. It was a takeoff of the movie that had been with Diane Keaton, only
Right.
Kate Jackson was playing the main character. I was her secretary. So they had me on as like the young NBC ingenue. And I was a comic and he didn't know I was a comic. And I think I was a little bit too blue for him I looked in his eye and I grew up on Carson. I mean, I'm older than all of you combined, I think. Maybe not Aaron, but
That's true. That's very true. Yeah.
Aaron Blair,
But
so
David,
young.
how old are you, David?
32.
32.
Well, he grew up on Carson Daly.
Yeah,
And,
Carson Daly.
Yeah.
I mean, but this is, like when I was a kid, I used to set the alarm to wake up because we didn't have VHS or DVR or any of that crap.
Right.
And just, I would set the alarm if it was Jonathan Winters or Rickles or, that was, it was.
Yes.
So to be on the show, and yet he was nothing like, I looked at his eyes and it was just ice cold. And I had no rapport with him. And David Steinberg was the guest that night next to me, who then became my friend because he directed so many Curbs. But he was incredibly kind and gracious to me. But I was never so scared in my life. I remember going on, there was no moisture in my life. In my mouth. And it was just really scary and it didn't go well.
I've always heard that he was, and got to meet him a couple of times, that he was quite different from what you saw on television.
Yes.
And some people are very good at projecting warmth, and then they're quite shy, off camera. And then I've talked about this before, because you can go through show business and say, it's almost like there are two types of comedian. There's, Steve Martin. When you meet Steve Martin, I love him and I've become very friendly with him. But when I first met him, when I was a writer at SNL, I was expecting the Steve Martin that I idolized when I was in grade school and high school. He's quiet, he's guarded, he's very serious. And, he's like a surgeon who's going to get ready to do a very big operation. And then you meet Marty Short, and Marty Short will do 45 minutes.
Right.
And so I very quickly realized, I'm the Marty Short type.
Yeah.
Later on in my career, I sometimes meet people that have since become well-known, but they knew me when I was hosting the late night show, and they were the receptionist at like an architecture firm. And I came in with my wife because we were going to do some work on our apartment. And then later on, they went on to become very well-known actors, actresses, comedians. And I would say, okay, was I nice? And they're like, you were very nice. And you did bits for like 20 minutes to the point where I had to excuse myself. And that always really makes me...
you were so needy.
Were. Still is.
Yeah. But also, I will say, in my defense, I am, yes, needy is one word, and it is Conan O'Brien needs a friend. But also, I really enjoy it. And sometimes...
what's better than making people laugh?
I love it, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll leave. Sometimes I'll leave, and I'll say to my wife, Liza, I'll say, man, I really killed in there. And she'll say, it was a room full of third graders. You were there to read a book. That's all you had to do was read them a book. But you had to do a whole thing.
Does your wife laugh at you?
She does.
Yeah.
Thank God, because I think there are times where definitely she's looking at me and I think she knows California is a 50-50 state. She knows she's financially set.
We remind her all the time.
Yeah, they're always reminding her. But then I'll say something and she'll laugh and I'll think, okay, I think we're good for another day.
Is she funny?
Yes, she's very funny and she can be very funny on her own, but also very dry and kind of like, that's great. Yeah, that's really funny. Let's wrap it up. Let's go. And I saw Bob Newhart and Jenny, his wife, came to our house once. She's since passed, but she was so funny on her own, but also so great with Bob Newhart. And then Bob was telling a story and it was getting late. And then she just said, all right, Newhart, let's wrap it up. And I thought, wow, she's like Liza. I love this. This is what we need. We need partners who
know how to control you.
Control us.
Boundaries.
Shut it down. What about your
Jimmy?
Yeah, Jimmy.
Jimmy has a great sense of humor and can make me laugh, but he's not funny. He's funny in a different way. Yeah, like what you were saying.
Right.
And, I never understand these two comic couples.
Oh, God, no.
Oh, please. I never dated a comic. To me, that would be a nightmare.
No, it would be,
I've seen them. They exist.
They're out there.
They are out there.
They're out there.
Does it work? Have you seen a comedy couple where it works?
I stay away from them because they scare me.
Yeah.
I'm not that close.
Because they're like,
with them.
and then the other one's like, oh, yeah, well, do.
But people will say to my husband all the time, "Is she funny at home?" Or they'll ask, "Does she scream and yell at you?" It was what kind of stupid question is that? Like I walk around acting like Susie Green and dressed like her and screaming at him and kicking him the fuck out of the house. What kind of marriage would that be? It's fiction.
You know what I love? I love you yelling at Larry, but I think because I came up with Jeff Garland and we shared an apartment back in Chicago in the day.
That whole concept.
We've known each other forever. So I took particular joy when you would go after Jeff. You fat fuck.
Yeah.
I would be crying laughing.
But Larry kind of saved me. As these seasons went on, he would save me more and more for him.
Right.
Less and less for Jeff.
Right.
He would relish that. The man loves to be yelled and screamed at.
Yeah.
I mean, loves it. He lives for it.
Well, also, he knows there's this great secret. I mean, who did it better than, we're going way back there, but I talk about this sometimes. Jack Benny, and Carson did it so well. But I learned a long time ago, you can get big laughs by just reacting and looking a little sad and downtrodden when it's appropriate. And so Larry's so good at when he's being eviscerated, the way his face falls.
Yeah.
And the way he just has to, and I think also Jeff Garland would just look, oh God, I just have to take it because I just got downtrodden. I got busted. Susie knows.
Well, they did such stupid shit too. I know. It's like people would ask me questions. Is it hard to get that angry? No, he's stealing my kid's doll's head. He's stealing my kid's dog. Right. He's getting her drunk. He's getting us kicked out of a country club. He's stealing a salad dressing recipe. It's not like a big method acting thing I gotta do. You just have to be in the scene, and it's like, look what these fucking assholes are doing now.
Hello, and welcome to a very special episode of Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. We're starting a series of shows, something we attempted once before, I think 2 years ago, right, called Conan and the Chill Chums.
No.
What?
Nope. Summer S'mores with Conan and the Chill Chums.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How's that obsessive compulsive disorder coming?
How's that asshole Galactica syndrome coming?
What a nice start to a lovely summer day. We started 2 years ago with a segment called, Summer S'mores with Conan and the Chill Chums. Yep. I think it began when we had a conversation about s'mores.
That's right.
I maintained that s'mores blow, that nobody really likes them. That it's a very flawed American treat. Ugh. And just so you've got to calm down a little bit, and then you can build up to a rage. But for now, we talked about it, and then it became this series where it's just the three of us chewing the fat. And what we thought we'd do is we'd start in studio, and this would be the first episode. But then we would move to an outdoor summer locale.
Where we can literally have a campfire.
Yes, we're going to have an actual campfire.
Yeah.
And so I can't think of anything more exciting than listening to people who were inside now being outside and having a fire. And I think that's the kind of excitement we bring to people.
I think there's a coziness to that people will find.
I agree. I
appealing.
don't know why you took there to be a sarcastic tone in my voice.
Because maybe it was the look on your face.
No, not at all. I had a stroke a few years ago, and it's made me look very skeptical and like I've just had a mouthful of shit. Anyway.
You mean s'mores?
Yeah. So what we're going to do is...
I'm scared to talk.
We're going to start... That's the environment I've always wanted for this.
Oh, my God.
So what we're going to do is we're going to start today's episode of Summer S'mores with Conan and the Chill Chums. That would be Matt and Sona. We're going to start it here in our studio, our brand new spanking studio. But... And then we're going to move to an outdoor location. Are you comfortable saying where we're going to go, Matt?
Yeah, and I think...
Because I had big ideas about us going to Yellowstone. I thought it would be really cool if we went up to the Pacific Northwest, maybe to the San Juan Islands.
What?
I thought just some amazing, maybe up to northern Maine, up there in the far reaches, up near the Canadian border. So I had all these great ideas, and I told you, money's no object, the sky's the limit. What did you come up with, Matt?
My backyard.
Your backyard.
And I'm going to pocket that travel money.
Oh, because you did ask for the cash.
Stipend,
you asked for the cash up front.
No, well, we've got
I gave you $600,000 to work this out, and now we're doing it in your backyard.
Because I got a new park bench. We did talk about the fact that you live on the west side. Both Sona and I live on the east side in the Dinas. No, that's 2 to 1. So
we have a lot of people listening who don't know what the Dinas are. So let's tell them. You're talking about your Pasadena, your Altadena, your Dina and DeLuca. These are places on the far east side of the Los Angeles metropolitan area. Is that true?
Yeah, I wouldn't say the far east side in the greater scheme of things.
I've been to Sona's house. It took several days to get there.
No.
3 burros died underneath me. It's way, way out there.
You're the far one. The greater community of this world here that we live and work in lives on the east, where you live far on the west.
Yeah. Whose name is in the title of the show?
Friend? Rupert Friend?
Jesus, you're weird. What an odd fellow. Okay, as you know, I'm a Democratic man, and I believe in the power of different voices being raised and then letting the majority rule. I've always felt that way. We're going to go to your house, which is in Pasadena.
Yeah.
And we're going to be in your backyard.
Yeah.
I don't remember there being a backyard.
Well, you haven't been in it.
Okay.
You came over one time when we recorded that quarantine episode, and you guys came in the front door and we recorded, and you left the front door.
Right.
Yeah.
Back when people thought that COVID was going to be a thing.
Yeah.
Back in those early paranoid days.
We shoved that.
2.5 years ago. Anyway, I do remember that. That was very strange because remember we all gathered there and we thought, what is this COVID thing? I guess if you gather in groups of like 5, you can't get it. This is early on. Yeah. We didn't know anything about it. This is back when we were being told, wipe down all your groceries.
Right.
Because COVID is spread by touching a box of Lucky Charms that just came from a Ralph's. Like we didn't know anything.
No, and we didn't really touch each other. There were half of us that
I kept trying to touch you.
Yeah, that was part of the reason we want to move this outside. But we wouldn't touch each other, but we'd be in the same room. Remember that?
Yeah, and then it later turned out that, that doesn't work. But there were early days. We didn't know. And here we are now, 2.5 years later, and we're going to return to your house.
Yeah.
And we're triumphant, and we are going to celebrate summer s'mores. Hey there. Welcome to Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, one of the best podcasts that we've ever made, joined by Sona Movsesian. How are you, Sona?
Good. This is, the best podcast I've ever been in.
Yeah.
It's good.
We've won several prestigious awards,
Have we?
I think so.
Have we? We have, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
This is important to know.
That's good.
Yeah.
Congrats.
I don't know. I haven't seen the actual statues.
I haven't either.
I think it was a prank. And also joined by Matt Gourley. How are you, Matt?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Oh.
What is that? Why, do I not look well?
Well, usually by now you've insulted me, so...
I don't insult you a lot. That's a bit. You know that. I'm a really good guy to you in our off-mic time. All the times I've taken you out fishing.
What off-mic time, Dad?
Taking you fishing.
And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Yeah, I'm feeling good. And, I want to bring up something. Sona sent me this terrifying video the other day, absolutely terrifying, of the moment that her life changed for the worse.
Oh, shit.
She sent me a video, and I guess your twins, Mikey and Charlie, they're in side-by-side cribs, and you have always put them to bed at night, and then you wake up in the morning, and they're right there in side-by-side cribs, and you woke up one morning, and they were both in the same crib, and you went and you checked the night camera.
Yeah.
And you sent me this video, and it's Charlie, and you can see it's when in like a Planet of the Apes movie where the ape learns how to make fire.
Yeah.
Or the ape learns how to log onto a computer. Yeah, 2001. You can see this moment where Charlie's probably, as he has for months now, he's kind of struggling and he's kind of struggling. And then he's almost there. And then he gets up, he's pulling himself up and he gets kind of to the top. And then you see he has this look in his eye and he just dives on his brother. And you hear, and they both start shrieking and pounding each other. And you realize your life is over.
It's over.
Was Mikey asleep?
No, Mikey was awake. He was like basically cheering his brother on.
Yeah.
Then when Charlie did it, Mikey's like, oh shit, we can do this. So now they're both climbing not just into each other's cribs, they're just climbing out of their cribs.
How do they get out the other side without falling?
They do fall. They don't care. They're just looking for freedom.
Then by the end of the night, it's much later on, you see them mixing various powders to create TNT. You can see that they figured out we got to have some sulfur.
And they're out with a spoon.
Yeah, and they're figuring out, no, that's too much. This is just the right amount. And by the end, they're putting it into a brass cylinder.
Yeah.
And they fire off a howitzer. No, but I mean, you're screwed because
they're evolving.
They're evolving very quickly.
I know. I'm screwed. And now they in the morning, they'll just jump out of their crib. They know how to open the doors. They'll run into our room.
Do you ever hear the car start? You're lying in bed thinking, well, they're probably going to watch cartoons. Into reverse, peels out, your credit card's missing.
Oh, no. It's only a matter of time. It's awful. I don't know what to do. People are like, you could put a canopy over the crib, but then I just feel like they're in a cage.
Don't fight it. Don't fight it.
No, I'm just
Or maybe you're onto something. Cage them.
Yeah, feral.
With HelloFresh, you get farm, fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. That's huge. I need pre-portioned.
I know, me too.
Because my portions are out of control.
Yeah, I get too much of something and then it just goes bad and starts rotting.
Yeah, well, you should learn to use the refrigerator. Anyway, skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and get this, affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit! ! Now, Sona, you've used HelloFresh.
I have used HelloFresh.
And you've cooked up some nice meals for Tack. That's your husband.
Yes, I have. And you know what I like about it is that it does come all in one box. It's stuff I would never normally cook on my own. Mm-hmm. And they have everything you could possibly need in the box.
You know when you're making a recipe and it's like, I'm going to make clams Alfredo.
Yeah.
And you've got everything. And then you get to the very end, I don't have the clams.
Oh, no.
That's the worst. Well, that doesn't happen with HelloFresh.
Clams Alfredo.
I know. Go to HelloFresh.com/TeamCoco16. Use code TeamCoco16 for 16 free meals plus free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com/TeamCoco16. America's #1 meal kit. No, it's funny because we have dogs and cats. Well, we have one dog that's just hyper, and he likes it. We learned a long time ago he would rather at night sleep in a crate. He just kind of prefers it. So we'd put him in this crate. And
this is you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, our dog.
Okay. Oh, right.
Yeah. So we put him in this crate, and then he figured out recently, because he wakes up at 5 and he wants to party down. And it is a really complicated system of like a latch that's very complicated. I have trouble working it. And I'm always like, I think I've unlocked it correctly. Now I've locked it correctly. He figured out recently how to unlock the cage.
Oh my God.
And so at 5 a.m, he'll pound on the door with his head and then push the door open and come in. And he's like, what are we doing?
Wow.
What's the plan?
It's crazy he waits till 5.
Yeah, it's always 5 or 5:30. And I'm saying now we have to weld it shut every night. Because I think if we thought about using like garbage ties, but I think you'd just see paws untying them.
Yeah.
And then he'd probably know where he could return them or recycle them.
If people want to escape, they're just going to escape. I mean, we had a hamster that escaped for like 2 weeks and he was somewhere in our house and we couldn't find him for 2 weeks.
Was he dead when you did?
No, we found him. He was just living his life outside of his cage.
Wait a minute. How did he live all that time?
He was eating just random shit that he would find.
Did you notice that he had his own profile on your television?
His own Netflix account?
He had his own Netflix account, and it had a little emoji of a hamster.
I've mentioned this on the podcast.
Yeah, and he's watching a lot of true crime. Who's watching all this? Who's watching these romances? Who's watching? He's just
human romances.
He's watching human romances. Who's watching all these Bridgertons?
All the 50 Shades movies.
All the 50 Shades movies, and your hamster's just up at night drinking your liquor.
He keeps pulling out.
Yeah. He put beads in her ass.
Come on! No, Minnie would never.
What are you talking about? It's a highly erotic scene for hamsters. In fact,
God.
some people think a hamster can go up there. It's quite pleasurable.
Come on!
I'm going to tell you a true story. I'll tell you what.
You're Mrs.
I'm
Eiffel
clutching
Tower.
my pearls.
I'm going to tell you a true story.
Mrs. Eiffel Tower? What the fuck?
Yeah. You've said more, you've described more hideous sexual positions than anyone in the history of podcasts.
Okay.
Oh, it's the pirate.
Angry pirate.
The angry
That's my
pirate.
favorite.
Okay, listen.
Sorry, we can't go
I have
back
to get
there.
this out.
You did that.
I have to get this out really quickly, which is because we brought up, I brought up a hamster maybe as a sexual deviant act, an act of sexual deviance. Anyway, okay. You know, there was that rumor about Richard Gere.
Yeah, sure.
From years and years ago that Richard Gere enjoyed having a hamster placed in his bottom.
A gerbil.
It was a gerbil. Yeah, it was a gerbil.
There's
Sorry.
a big difference.
Is there?
I don't know.
Hey, guess what?
Just kidding.
I'm telling you, they feel the same to me. But anyway, there was this rumor that, okay, Richard Gere had done that. And then flash forward to, it's 1993, I think, and I'm doing my late night show, and it's those early days when it was really kooky, and it's always off the rails every night, and we might get canceled any second. And the guest that night was Mickey Rooney, who was, as we all know, the biggest movie star in 1940. And now at this point, he's like 85 years old. And he's pretty kooky and out there. And he's come on. And he's Mickey Rooney. And he's telling stories about 1940. I was the biggest star in the world. And he's telling all these old show business anecdotes. And he's there. And then at one point, he starts talking about a movie he had just seen. I forget which one it was, if it was Chicago or something. And he went, and it has that actor in it. What's his name? He was in. And we're trying to figure out. Andy and I are there. And this is actual footage exists of this somewhere. But Andy and I are trying to help him figure out who the actor is. And he went, it was this actor. And we were kind of honing in on who it might be, but we hadn't said yet. And we went, really? Well, was it? And all of a sudden, Mickey Rooney says, yes, there was talk of gerbils. And the whole crowd gasped. And I put my head on the desk, and Andy Richter loses it. There was talk of gerbils. And I swear to God, every now and then I wake up in the middle of the night and I just think, there was talk of gerbils. He says it in such a creepy, they say the headless horseman was never found again. But he's talking about gerbils going up Richard Gere's ass. Who was that actor? Who was he? I don't know. I don't know who it was. I'm trying to think, Mr. Rooney. Wait a minute. There was talk of gerbils. Guess what? This is going to be the new Katakai.
Oh, that's what you want people to yell at you on the street?
When I walk around anywhere in the world, I mean, this happened to me in Thailand recently. People yell, Katakai! Well, guess what? We're switching it up.
Yes.
There was talk of gerbils.
You've heard it here. That's the new phrase. Katakai is no longer active. You get no benefits from that.
Yeah.
Only there was talk of gerbils.
Let's move on to a very esteemed guest.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
He deserves better.
He deserves
He's
so
a
much
Bond
better.
villain.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
My guest today is an Academy Award-winning actor.
So excited.
There was talk of gerbils. I love how we drag everyone down into the mud with us. If you're a regular listener to the podcast, that Sona is, I don't want to say an amoral person.
Come on.
But Sona has committed many crimes. You've confessed on the TV show to your thefts in the past, your sordid past, stealing things in stores. And before COVID hit, we actually wanted to shoot a remote where we brought you back to all the different stores where you've stolen things, had you admit to stealing them, and then return those goods or pay the cash equivalent. And we were going to do that, but then I think this is the biggest tragedy of COVID. We weren't able to shoot that remote. That and, of course, all the loss of life and stuff, economy. But yeah, one of the biggest tragedies of COVID was that we didn't get to shoot that remote. But
we were just chatting and Sona started to reveal another of her heinous crimes.
Okay.
And I felt we needed to record this because I don't even understand.
Yeah, explain this again.
Explain this.
It's not heinous.
Explain this grift. You started to talk about back in the day when you would go to an all-you-can-eat sushi place. Continue, Sona.
Okay, so first of all, it's not a heinous crime.
Let's call it despicable.
Despicable. Thank you.
Yeah.
Why don't we let the jury decide? The jury being our listeners, and of course me being the judge, so I can overrule the jury in this weird kangaroo court. Go ahead, Sona. Tell us about this scam.
So if you go to some all-you-can-eat sushi restaurants, some people overorder and then they end up with a lot of extra sushi. So because a lot of people would overorder, these sushi restaurants will charge you for whatever sushi you don't eat.
Right.
Yeah.
As they should. Because it's not like they can give that sushi to someone else.
Right. And it's sushi. It's not like you're going to a buffet and you're like piling up your plate. You're ordering sushi that people are making. Anyway, so
this sounds like a very sane and rational policy.
Okay, so my friends and I, we would go to these all-you-can-eat sushi restaurants, and we have a little bit to drink.
Are you drunk now?
I wish, but you know what I mean.
Slurred.
Well, you would have a lot to drink or have a massive cerebral event, a brain bleed.
Yeah, the sake's flowing, the Sapporo's flowing, and then you just order too much. And what I would do is when the waiters weren't looking, I would shove all of the extra sushi, which was a lot, into one of the dinner napkins, and then I would hide it in my shirt or shove it in my purse, and then I'd go to the bathroom and I'd throw it away.
What?
You
wouldn't take it home and eat it?
That's
you threw it away?
We just ate an all-you-can-eat meal. Why would I want more sushi? And why would I want
you give it to somebody who could eat it?
What kind of creep takes out sushi from their purse, wrapped in
you? Apparently,
no. But I mean, first of all, just imagine for a second. Imagine that you are a tuna. And you're swimming in the sea, and suddenly you're snared in a net and hauled up.
My great purpose, I'm going to be some sushi.
You think for a second, well, my life has been short, but I see that they're taking me to a sushi restaurant, and before I completely lose consciousness, at least myself, I will create happiness. My flesh will go to sustain another species in this great mystery and cycle of life. At least that gives me some joy. Wait, what? They're chopping me now. Okay, I'm still somewhat alive somehow. And they're putting me with some rice.
Hi, I'm Bilbo the rare octopus.
They're bringing me over to these ladies. Oh, well, at least I'm just I can't believe I'm still kind of alive, but I am. I'm able to see what at least I'm going to go into the mouths of what? Shoved in a napkin? My entire corporeal form? My body? She's taking me maybe outside to give to someone who has no food. Wait, not the ladies' room. Shoved in a trash can? Jesus, Mary, and Joseph! I'm a Catholic! Tuna fish!
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we rest our case.
That's awful.
Sona.
That's the worst. Sona, that's the worst thing I've heard.
Stop.
That is worse than that guy that was trying to, people that are faking vaccine cards or making fake COVID serums that don't even work. You're a worse criminal than them. You threw fresh sushi into a ladies' room trash can.
How recent ago was this?
How recent ago?
Lay off.
A second. There's a separate trial. Gourley's trial is coming after this one. But we'll get to that soon.
I will remind you, I am not under oath.
I was working for Conan, so it was within the last.
I thought this was something you did when you were 16 or 17.
She learned it from watching you, Dad.
Seriously? No,
I thought this was a long time ago.
I was 20s. Maybe.
Working for me, late 20s.
Late 20s.
Early 30s.
Late 20s. I don't
Criminal. War criminal.
It's not. Why are you making the restaurant all you can eat sushi and then charging me for the extra sushi? Just say it's a normal sushi restaurant. What's the point?
That's true. You do have a point there.
Thank you.
No, you have no point. Leave it there. Pay the price. Those octopi gave their lives. And we all know those are very intelligent creatures. They've written books. There's that octopus, they have the brains of like I think they've done studies. Octopi have the brains of like a 25-year-old graduate.
What?
Someone who went to Brown University. That's how smart they are. You know, that's how smart. And they gave their lives. And you're like, I don't want to pay for this.
There's a documentary called My Octopus Teacher. So that means that octopuses are like certified tenured teachers.
Also, did you stay and watch the credits? You know who directed the movie? The Octopus.
That's right.
Oh, God.
That's right.
And you know who got the funding for it? Other octopi.
Mm-hmm.
That's how smart they are.
Well,
and that's how smart they be. Sorry, but if we're talking about sea creatures, I had to go a little bit into a pirate. Sona, you are undoubtedly the worst person I've ever met.
What the hell?
Yeah.
I'm getting now where I'm looking. I have a device here that allows me to see the listeners. And yes, overwhelmingly, it's coming in. People think that you're a monster.
Yeah, we're going to have to remand you into custody right now, straight from the courtroom.
Yeah, you're being sensed. You know what we're going to do now? We're going to go back to that all-you-can-eat sushi place.
And you have to barf it up.
And you are going to bring the live fish to those restaurants.
What?
You're going to bring live fish to those restaurants, and you're going to show them what you did. They'll be kept alive in oxygenated tanks.
Huh.
And you will confess to the crimes at that restaurant.
Okay.
And then we'll leave the fish there at the restaurant so they can be butchered and thrown out by someone else. I didn't give this punishment a lot of thought.
You're really bad at punishments. I was about to say that. So you want me to bring fresh fish to a sushi restaurant and then make them make me sushi? And then
I'm not great at punishments.
Okay.
But Sona, if you disagree with me, I'll put you in a jail cell made of white chocolate. And you'll be forced to watch Different Spoons, seasons 1 and 3. That's your punishment.
Different Spoons?
I don't even know what that is.
You mean Different Strokes and Silver
Strokes.
Oh, you're on trial.
What just happened?
You're on trial.
You're going to watch Silver Strokes and Different Spoons.
Silver Strokes is what you're having right now.
Yeah.
You messed up. I love it when you mess up. This is my favorite.
I mess up?
You're trying to make me look bad.
You messed up.
You know what I did?
Huh.
I switched it around on purpose to give everyone out there in their morning commute
also,
a little giggle.
I don't want to do this because I hate when people do this, but it's not octopi, it's octopuses. It's Greek.
I was referring to octopuses that have been ground up and put into a pie, which is referred to as an octopi. So that's what I was referring to. I don't know what you were talking about, but I'm correct. When octopuses are chopped up and minced and put in a pie, it's an octopi. Your Honor, I rest my case. Sona, guilty. Gourley, guilty. Oh, here's the verdict for Conan. Oh, innocent and gets a $900 credit. And any Bob's Big Boy in the area.
Court. No way.
Nope. Trust me. No. I'm judge, jury, and sexecutioner.
What a way to die.
End of segment.
This is something that happened to me yesterday. You know, I've been stuck at home because I'm sick. I have COVID. I'm okay.
You have the very mild.
I have the
COVID.
mild. I'm vaccinated, so it didn't hit me that hard. But my husband
and I, Fisher Price COVID.
We have the Fisher Price one.
No, fortunately, let me just be responsible. You've been fully vaccinated and then boosted, so you got COVID, but you've presented very mild symptoms, and yet you've still refused to really do any work.
Oh,
but anyway, go ahead.
Okay,
sorry.
So
anyway.
Me and Tack and our boys, we go for a walk every day. And yesterday we're walking. And before I say this, you know, Conan, you know about my temper that I've tried really hard to.
You have a hair trigger temper. I've seen it in action.
Yeah.
When you get mad, you see red. And I've asked you to try and get under control because sometimes you're with me and you start to go off on somebody. And I'm like, Sona, I don't want to read about this tomorrow in the paper.
Yeah. That
Conan O'Brien was seen with a Tasmanian devil.
Yeah.
So what happened? I'm curious.
Okay. So it's been a long time since my temper's come out. But yesterday, some bitch is jogging with her dog on one of those waist leashes. So she's jogging and both her hands are free. And I'm walking my dog and we're with the boys and Tack's walking the boys. And she's jogging in the middle of the street on this cul-de-sac. So Oki goes towards her dog comes towards my dog, and then she like swivels because she's jogging. And she goes, "Lady, watch your dog." And I go, "Are you fucking serious?" And I go, "They're dogs." And I actually like held Oki back. And then she just kept jogging. I was like, "That's right, keep jogging, bitch." And I turned towards Tack and I was like, what just happened to me? Like I was gonna.
I will tell you exactly what happened because
this woman in the face.
I have been there for these instances with you when you completely lose it. And let me explain to people: Sona's a very polite, kind person most of the time, but when you lose it, it's immediate.
Yeah,
you've got your babies with you.
Yes,
you've got these 6-month-old twins with you, and you want to throw down. I mean, what you're using is the language of a penitentiary. You want to pull out a shiv that you fashioned in shop and that you've hidden in dark recesses of your body, and you want to pull that out and stab someone to death in that moment.
I do. And, luckily the boys were sleeping and they're 6 months old, so they won't remember this. But I did. I yelled to this woman, "Keep running, bitch." Like, but also,
what if that's their first words? What if you're like, "Say mama, say dada," and your parents are there and everyone's gathered around and they're like, "Keep running, bitch." And then Charlie says that, and Micah goes, "I keep running, bitch." And then they teach each other how to correct it. And then it's just like, "Keep running, bitch." Then they harmonize, "Keep running, bitch."
Every time you put them down for a nap and then leave the room, you just hear, "Keep running, bitch."
Yeah. Okay, there you go, guys. Nighty night. Have a good sleep. Mama loves you. Daddy loves you. Everybody loves you. And I'll just close the door and, yeah, keep running, bitch.
I don't think you got the stones to be our mom.
It's called a fucking dog, Mom.
I don't need your boobs.
We're getting our milk online.
And from each other. What?
We just ordered some Similac. Dehydrated milk.
What the hell?
Off Amazon, so keep walking, bitch.
And watch your goddamn dog. We took a walk the other night, and it was maybe 4 o'clock, and it was just barely starting to dim. And this old woman jogged past us doing that kind of walking jog, and she just muttered to herself, not even to us, "Too dark to walk a baby."
What do you mean? Who? I've never heard of "it's too dark to walk a baby."
Oh my God.
What does that even mean?
I don't know, but I have to say, Sona, I understand it. The problem was I did that thing, and maybe Conan, you could relate with this, where also we were 3 houses from our house, and we got in the house and I went, wait, why didn't I yell at that lady, "Mind your own business"? Instead, I just went,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's you. When things like that would happen and my kids were really young, I remembered once throwing my daughter at the person.
Oh.
She was about 4 months old, but she had strong bones.
Too dark to throw a baby.
Yeah, I said it's too dark to walk a baby, but not too dark to throw a baby. Heave ho! Wow, that
Catch this, Grandma.
Yeah.
That's good, though. It's good to have restraint, Matt. I would have exploded, and then I would have gone home, and I would have been like, why did I do that?
But I regretted the other side.
Now I'm obsessed with that. Too dark to walk a baby.
Yeah.
What? I don't understand. I think everyone's losing their minds.
And I will say, I absolutely love our neighbors, but they saw us walking the baby at the same time too. And for Christmas, they got us 2 of those like Caltrans reflector vests. And
it's not that dark.
But that was
wait a minute. I'm sorry. I'm on their side now. I assumed when you told the story that when you're walking a newborn at night that you're both wearing reflector vests and you have those lights.
Oh no, we were in ninja suits.
You were both dressed as people that put the scenery out in between scenes.
Yes, black turtlenecks.
At the theater. Yeah, you were wearing black turtlenecks and
your daughter has all black on too for no reason.
She's in complete ghillie suit, sniper camouflage.
Yeah. Right. That's terrific.
And also, I've never been in a fight before. I mean, I don't know why I even said that to her. Like, keep running. I mean,
maybe it was your maternal instincts. kicking in and you felt like a threat to your family.
She had this before.
Yeah.
We were in many years ago. Sona and I were with a friend of hers, and we were in a very nice restaurant on the Upper West Side of Manhattan.
Oh, I know that Arby's.
And a guy, you know that place. There's only one left. Sona was being a little loud, and there was a guy way over at the other end of the table, and it was at the restaurant just on the other side, and he just kind of made a shh motion. Hold it. He went shh, and you went, oh, really? Really? And you stood up and you started to unload on this guy while I'm there in front of me, and your friend was trying to restrain you. Remember?
What was
you
she
almost
saying
climbed
to him?
across the table and tore this guy's face off.
Wow.
And you know who the guy was?
Who?
Stephen Hawking. It was one of the great physicists of all time, Stephen Hawking. And he went, shh, please, it's upsetting. And she was like, oh, really? I've got ideas too about black holes. I'm going to carve one in your fucking forehead.
I wasn't even shushing you. That was the sound of my machine.
Sorry, I wasn't shushing you. That was my machine that helps keep me alive so I can think of new ways to help humanity in my shortened lifespan. Oh, yeah? Really? Remember that? And then you tried to wheel him out the door and security came?
Yeah.
Do you remember any of this?
Yeah.
You attacked him. You started hitting him with a baguette.
You're right. I'm sorry.
And then he ended up
about that.
apologizing to you. I'm sorry if I upset you. Remember?
Yeah.
And then he said, wait a minute, I just had maybe my best idea yet. And you went, shut it.
Yeah.
And then you screamed at him for 10 minutes. And then he went, I forgot my idea.
He was being a dick.
Well, there you have it. The story of the time that Sona on the Upper West Side attacked Stephen Hawking. Hello and welcome to Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. What you're hearing now is, I think, our third or fourth attempt to start the show. I won't get into what happened, but we just kept stumbling and bumbling. And
we?
Well, first of all, Sona, okay, not you, Matt, okay, not you. But we tried a take where Sona went down a weird road. We had to quickly stop it.
Yeah.
Then I had a small, I'm just going to say it was an aneurysm.
Yeah.
Treatable if there's emergency surgery very quickly. Whatever. Usually, I swear to God, we start this show and we just go, baby. And what you hear is what you get. Wait. That doesn't make sense, because if you heard it, you already got it.
Start again.
No, we're not starting again. We're going to plow ahead. People need to know, if nothing else, we're honest. So we've never, ever had 3 attempts to get a top of a show.
No.
And today we did. And I'm saying, because there are a lot of people out there that think, how does Conan do it? This is incredible. He must be juicing.
Oh my God.
What kind of mind is it? Can we get a CAT scan or an MRI? Can we see what this mind looks like? You know, whatever. All the stuff they did with Einstein, can we study this?
That.
What I'm saying is that I'm trying to be open with you and say, yes, even I. And if I can make a mistake, it's okay that you make a lot of them too, people. Is that endearing me to my crowd? What do you think?
I don't know. I feel like you lost it when you compared yourself to Einstein.
Well, there are similarities.
Oh, are there?
Yes.
Well, yeah,
I also have had some of my best ideas while working in a patent office, staring at a clock tower in a small German town. That's what he did. He just worked in a patent office and stared at a clock that was in the center of town. And that's how he thought up relativity and all those other, that's where he had his A-bomb idea. Conan, he did not have the A-bomb idea. My point is...
What is happening?
I don't know.
Is that even true for
What?
reals?
Yes.
About Einstein staring at a clock?
I've been there.
No, you haven't.
Yeah,
It's in
where's the
Switzerland.
town? Is it Ulm?
It's in Bern, Switzerland.
Bern, Switzerland. That's right. He was in Bern, Switzerland, Einstein, and he was working in a patent office, I believe, at a kind of a humdrum job.
Yeah.
And there's
that's
little
a museum you can go to now.
Yeah, and there's a clock in the center of town, and he would stare at that clock, and that's where he started to hatch his early theory of relativity.
I think he was on a little train or a trolley moving away from the clock, and that's how he got the idea. He was either moving towards it or away, and that's how he got the idea for relativity and speed and all that.
You know what? You know that there's something else to this story that's missing, that if you could go back, Einstein was, loved to pretend to be humble, but you notice how he took all the credit?
Yeah, there's some kid that...
I was just on the train and it was moving and I saw the clock tower and then I thought of, and you know that there was a kid or there was like a ticket taker who came by and was like, I need to take your tickets. I need to take your tickets. Oh, look at the clock. Everything's relative. Right? And Einstein was probably like, I'm trying to sleep. No, but you see how it's going, and it's just like, do you think maybe there's a speed at which time would slow down? And Einstein was like, oh, fuck it, he's always talking about the speed slowing down when we get faster from the clock. I'm just a humble ticket taker, but if that idea comes of any use to you, young patent man, maybe you could include my name.
He knew his
What's
job.
your name? My name is Hasselhofer. Okay, sure, I'll include you later. Incredible, Einstein. Did this idea come to you and you alone? Yes, it did.
Oh, man.
Cut to Hasselhofer, who by that point has lost his job at the train station. He's wandering the streets of Switzerland alone with his broken cuckoo clock, looking for a place to get some soup. And he's reading, and he passes a newspaper. Einstein thinks up relativity all by himself. Right? Fucking Einstein.
What a dick. I hate Einstein.
No, but what I'm saying is that someone else, these stories, there's always something else.
Yeah.
So yes, you were there, right? Weren't you, Matt? You saw the clock tower. He didn't think of that himself. Definitely there was someone else.
The museum is a patent office? Is that fun?
Well, we went up to the door and didn't go in.
What?
Because it's like a tiny little building and it felt cramped. I think I remember it being oddly expensive for what you're about to get.
Wait a minute. You went you were standing outside the patent office, the little office where Einstein thought up relativity, and all it took was for you to hand them a piece of dark chocolate, and you could have gone and looked at the actual room where the single biggest idea since Newton had his theory of gravity, and you didn't go in?
No. Well, you could see in it from the doorway.
Oh, you cheapskate. I could see in it from the doorway. What a cheapskate. You used to work at Disneyland. What if I said, oh, yeah, when I'm on the freeway and you get nearby, you can kind of see what's going on in there.
I'd understand.
I didn't go by.
Say, yeah, bless you, brother. I understand.
I've driven by. We took off LAX and we banked and I could sort of see Disneyland off in the distance. Yeah, I got the idea. You don't have to go. And also, I just want to see the room where clearly Einstein was goofing off.
What do you mean goofing off?
He was not doing his patent work.
Oh.
Sona, there's a lot of times at the office where you sit outside my office and you could be thinking up a theory equivalent to relativity or something like that.
I am.
And instead, you're watching sometimes porn at work.
Well, in my defense, first of all, my computer doesn't face anyone else, so I can watch whatever I want. And second, I just think that, you don't know what I'm doing.
What's the dirtiest thing you've looked at work?
You really want to know? Do you really want to know? Okay, so my, every once in a while, especially when we go to Comic-Con, sometimes we think of and learn these new sexual acts. So, not that this is new, but
what does that have to do with Comic-Con? What do you mean? We're off to a comic book convention. So, of course, that introduces the concept of sexual acts, perverse sexual acts. How do those two connect?
We all sit around in the audience when you're rehearsing and we'll be like, hey, does anybody know about padlocking? And then that's how we look into it. But one of our favorite videos, and I'm saying because a couple other people from the office came and watched it, was maybe it was like a fisting video.
Oh my God. Did you watch that on the work computer?
I did. Yes. Oh, no. I hope HR doesn't find out. Anyone cares at our office.
Was I at work when this was happening?
Yeah, you were in your office.
You were in the video.
Unwillingly. I didn't know. It was a prank fisting video. It was I didn't know you could make a prank show like that. And I was, what happened to Candid Camera? That was such innocent fun.
God.
But no, was I nearby when this was shown? Because I don't look at that. I'm not going to look at that.
You don't look at it, but you never hear people around my office congregating. They'll be like, oh my God.
I thought you were watching me at rehearsal. I'm like, oh my God, he's quick. Oh, that was a good edit. Oh my God, that was a deep, deep, deep thought he just had.
You think we all get around and watch rehearsal and like cheer you on?
You're watching a maestro at the height of his game.
Nobody
when you guys were
cares.
shrieking and saying, that is so amazing, I can't believe that just happened. I thought you were talking about rehearsal, not a fist going into another person's orifice.
Oh, come on.
Well, anyway,
Say it like
my
that.
point is, to bring it all back, is that if fisting videos had been available in that patent office, we wouldn't have the theory of relativity, right?
I think we should have gone with take 2.
We'll never know. Well, many disturbing thoughts. A lot to chew. I was going to say a lot to chew on, but I don't want to.
Oh, come on.
Sona, this is big news. You're giving the commencement speech for the Mount San Antonio, informally known as Mount Sac College commencement
No,
graduation?
I'm not giving the commencement address. It's
Okay.
a 2-minute speech.
Okay.
Wait, I thought you were giving the commencement address.
No, I'm alumna of the year.
Uh-huh.
For
Hey, congratulations. That's
Congratulations.
I don't like the way you said that.
Cool. What did
Didn't it? Is that more? Would you?
I was congratulating you
Okay.
sincerely.
I
That was
think that was delivered sincerely with the understanding that an insult was to follow.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank
Yeah,
you.
but later, like in 20 minutes.
Okay, all right. So
Okay.
off mic.
And unrelated to this.
Okay.
No,
Oh,
Sona, I really am honestly proud of you.
Thank
I'm
you.
very proud of you've accomplished a lot, and I was saying a nice thing to you.
that's nice.
I
I'm sorry.
honestly was.
The way you said it was just very. I'm sorry.
Jesus
Thank you.
Christ.
Sorry, but it was. You had a tone.
That's my nasal voice. I can't help it. You're like, you had a tone, and your lips were thin, and your eyes were beady.
Oh.
Yeah, that's me. I can't help that.
No, but they named me alumna of the year. I went to a community college before I transferred to USC. I'm very proud of my time there. And then they named me alumna of the year. And you did an interview for the video they're going to show at commencement. And I found out recently there's going to be like 12,000 people there.
12,000. That's a big crowd.
Yeah.
That's a big crowd.
I know.
But wait a minute. You're always talking about how you were a speech champion
Yes,
when you
national
were.
speech champion. Yes.
Yeah.
National.
You bring that up all the time.
Every
You bring that up when they pull you
week.
over for a DUI. You're like, now it's national speech champion. All right, you're free to go. Here's some more alcohol. Thank you, officer.
officer gives me alcohol.
Hair of the dog.
Yeah. We didn't realize you were a national speech champion. Here's much more vodka. Thank you, officer. Well, it's officer, not officer, but I still refuse to give you a blood alcohol test. So I think you're going to be fine. Do you know what you're going to talk about?
Yeah, give us
Yeah, I
the
already
first
did
line.
it.
Give us a little preview.
Well, I'm doing it in they built a brand new stadium that we're going to have the graduation
Oh, I thought
in.
thought you were going to sound doing it in an accent.
No. They built this brand new stadium at the school. So my first line is, thanks for building this stadium
Oh, that's
for
solid.
me.
That's solid.
good. I like that.
Stupid.
That's great.
It's stupid.
No,
That'll
that's
work.
Good.
But there's not like a lot of jokes. It's not like
Oh, you got to have jokes.
Will you write it for me?
Well,
You've done
oh, wait,
two.
I won't write them for you.
All right.
Because there's a Writers Guild strike.
Yeah.
So I refuse to help you with this.
Well, I thought
And I hope you bomb.
Yeah.
Go WGA.
Yeah, you producer, you
What?
ruthless scab
I
producer.
thought you couldn't write shows and stuff. You could write a commencement
No.
address.
I think I can.
It's a union
Wait,
gig.
for reals? It's not union at all. It's me.
No,
It's just a
you-
2-minute speech.
You're the man. You're the man now,
Yeah,
dog.
you know what you are? I'm sick of your boot on my throat.
Yeah.
You've written two.
Wait, why don't you get AI to write it, you asshole?
I know I should.
You should get AI to
But
do it.
you've written two of like really well-known commencement addresses that were like longer than 2 minutes. Can I borrow some from your Harvard class day speech, your Dartmouth address?
No, you cannot. Hey, Sona, think of all the amazing things in life that are expressions of just you.
Yeah.
I mean, like the chocolate that you had on your face when you came in because you just ate that. What was it you were eating?
I was eating a giant cookie.
Giant cookie.
Yeah.
And that's so Sona.
Okay.
Or that song you stream over and over again that's
Yeah.
just so you. What's that song for you?
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Yeah.
But it's for my boys, not
I know.
me.
Still, it's nice.
Okay.
Or, you know, that podcast, that comedy podcast you just got to listen to.
Yeah, Conan O'Brien needs a friend.
Exactly. Is that what you listen to in your spare time?
Yeah.
I love it. Everything that makes you makes all the difference. State Farm believes insurance should work the same way. Your plan, your coverage selections can be personalized by you and only you.
cool.
I shouldn't shout, but this is how strongly I feel about it.
You got so aggressive.
The ability to choose the plan you want by picking the options that fit you, like choosing to bundle your home and auto policies, is what the State Farm Personal Price Plan is all about. Getting the coverage you want at an affordable price just for you. Call or go to statefarm.com today to create your State Farm Personal Price Plan. Prices vary by state. Options selected by customers. Availability and eligibility may vary. How much time did you say you have?
2 minutes?
There's no such thing as a speech that's 2 minutes long.
No, that's are you sure they're being square with you? You're not just introducing someone?
No, but there's a 3-minute video and then there's a 2-minute. I get 5 minutes. I'm just
First
like
of
this
all,
little blip.
Can I say something? They say 2 minutes, but you're going to take more than 2 minutes because there's no such thing as a 2-minute speech.
Oh, well, I wrote it.
That's called ordering a pizza.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, but still, that's
Why can't
high.
I just take stuff that you wrote?
Well, it won't match.
Okay.
Plagiarism.
Well, but also it just won't match your personal experience. You have such a different background than me. And you have a great story to tell. Coming to this country.
Oh, come on.
A boat that you made out of Brillo pads, sewn together with beeswax that had been dried and turned into twine. You forged a path across a mighty sea.
Yeah.
You have a great story to tell. And also, what I think is very cool, and I'm being sincere here, is, you started this community college, and look what you've achieved. I think that's very cool.
It is. And I'm shocked because there's a lot of really impressive alumni that have come out of there. So when they first said I was the alumna of the year, I was like, why?
Who are they? Are there anyone we'd know?
No.
Oh,
I have to be honest with you though. I think it'll be an inspiration for all of them.
Yeah.
To see you, because you do have a lot of fans and you are an impressive person. And I think I'll tell you, I think it's also, good for these people to see I think you're still able to connect to young people. I think you're a very youthful person. So it's
that's nice.
You're not a stodgy old person saying, now let me tell you something. When I was a boy,
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, you shouldn't say when you were a boy because you weren't. But I think it's going to go really well.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I've gone back to Mount Sac a few times to talk to the students, and I can't tell you how many people love you, which I was surprised.
Don't say that.
And these are educated people?
Well, she says people.
Well, no,
she means some of the farm animals hanging out.
They're young
in the agricultural lab.
They're super young, and they're like, not that I know I'm like saying. I always think that they're just like into like Taylor Swift and like Billie Eilish, and like
there's big crossover between my fans and Billie Eilish fans and Taylor Swift fans. I'm convinced of that.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because you convinced yourself doesn't mean that it's true.
On her current tour, Taylor often starts the show by saying, how many Conan fans we got in the crowd? And the place erupts.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've not seen any footage of that at all.
I haven't seen it either. And I haven't even heard about it, but I'm pretty sure it's happening because of my power to deceive myself is absolutely incredible.
That's impressive.
Conifties.
Yeah, Conifties are the... I'm a Conifty. Excuse me, what's that? A Taylor Swift fan who's also a Conan O'Brien fan. Okay, how many are there?
I said none. I'm a Conifty.
I'm the Conifty.
Yeah.
That's what it should be.
Yeah.
Are you the... You know what? It's like this rare bird that no one's seen in 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Are you the Conifty? Someone who loves Taylor Swift, but also loves that fringe weirdo?
They photoshopped a picture of the two of you, like, just together hanging out.
Yep. So cool. When is it happening? It's happening very soon.
Well, by the time the audience hears this, it will have already happened on June 9th.
Okay.
So...
Do you get to wear a gown and a mortarboard and all
Yeah.
that? That's nice.
I know. Yeah. That's going to be cool.
Do you get a special like scarf of some kind, like in Nexium?
I have no idea.
Are they going to give you any kind of doctorate? You get a doctorate?
Come on.
I don't know.
You got an honorary doctorate?
I'm not sure. I think from Dartmouth they said something. I don't know. I don't
don't be
remember
coy.
I'm not being coy. I honestly don't know. They put something around we got to look up what I got.
I'm pretty sure he got a doctorate.
Yeah, but I know that I wanted it to be an oral surgeon. I wanted to actually be a doctor afterwards and then be able to open up.
Doctor of Arts.
I'm a doctor of arts.
Doctor of Arts.
Jesus.
I'm a doctor of arts.
Come on.
Motherfuckers. Is there a doctor in it? I wish next time I'm in an airplane and something happens, they go like, is there a doctor here? Hello! I am a doctor of arts from Dartmouth. And I'm going to push my way to the front. Well, this person seems to be having a heart attack. Have you got a book? Maybe Thackeray? Or one of the Bronte sisters?
Care to talk about the contrapposto of the statue, David?
Because on those matters, I'm good to go.
He's
he's dead. He's dead. He died while you were talking about the Brontes. Well, I did what I could. I suppose that makes me some kind of hero.
Excuse me, I'm an actual doctor and I couldn't get up here because this asshole was blocking the aisle.
I'm actually a pulmonary specialist. I could have saved this man by doing chest compressions. That's all well and good. But I got here first because I'm a doctor of the arts. Well, all right. Let's wrap it up, gang.
Congratulations, Sona.
Congratulations
to those students.
And you know what? My advice to you is enjoy it. That's a moment when you're up there. Take it in, and you have a tendency to go, oh, no, blah, blah. Take it in. That's a really nice moment.
Okay.
They'll be thrilled that you're there and enjoy it, and we're really proud of you.
Oh, that's very cool. Thanks, guys.
Hey there. Welcome to Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. And I am Conan O'Brien. I'm saying that the way, someone would say, I am Spartacus.
It sounds more like an alien or a robot trying to prove that they're human. I swear I am Conan O'Brien.
I swear I am the aforementioned form known as Conan O'Brien.
Come at me, bro.
High five me with your appendage. Joined by Matt Gourley. Matt, nice to see you.
Hi.
And Sona, movsesian, how are you?
I'm all right. I'm not doing bad. I'm not doing bad.
You're an alien too. What is up with you two?
Yeah.
I'm not doing bad.
You're not doing bad.
Yeah, that came out weird. I don't know why I said it.
How
like
is your
that.
life going? Everything all right?
Everything's fine. Oh, yesterday I was at a Target and I was looking at the laxatives. I shouldn't say this.
Just go ahead. It's okay. We don't need to know what you were looking at, but anyway.
No, because it's part of the story. It's
Okay.
because it's a thing. I was looking at laxatives because one of my kids is constipated.
Okay, that happens.
Yeah, and he's a kid, and two of our fans came up while I was looking at the laxatives to tell me they're big fans of the show.
That's nice. Were you at all embarrassed that they came up to you while you were looking at laxatives?
Not only was I embarrassed, but if they didn't notice it, I was like, I'm looking at laxatives for my kid. I'm like, it's not for me. And then I was like, well, if I'm constipated, that's human too. It's okay.
Yeah.
So I was like, but it's okay if I'm constipated.
Yeah.
And then I was just rambling so much. I think they really regretted approaching me.
Yeah. I had this happen to me. Fans approached me as I was walking into Butt Plugs Are Us.
Oh, wow.
And they had a 7
For your kids or what?
No, definitely not for my kids.
Okay.
This was for me. No, I was just walking right in, and this is you remember they went out of business, but they
were big.
They had
Yeah.
every butt plug, and
They had that mascot, the butt plug mascot.
Yeah, Corky.
yeah, Corky. It was Corky, and anyway. So I'm walking in, and they're like, "Whoa, Conan O'Brien, we love the podcast and the videos and stuff like that."
Yeah.
And I had to I panicked, and I just said, "I'm just going in here to check it out."
But that doesn't help you.
No, it didn't at all. And I think they could tell the way I was walking that I already had one.
Or two.
I was wearing the Grandmaster.
Oh, no.
It's called, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it really.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and that was not. I had not purchased it. It was a gift.
That's right up there with the 1776er.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, I'm headed in, and these fans see me, and then you're just like, you got to get over it. You got to let people know that we're all human. Some of us, do you know what I mean?
Yes.
We all.
By butt plug?
Sure. I'm guessing everyone I'm talking to right now is listening. Is like, yep, me too. But anyway, that happens where sometimes you're seen in a situation. Has it ever happened to you, Matt, where you've been spotted somewhere and people say, oh, you're Matt Gourley, the guy who irritates Conan, and you're in the middle of something that you wish was private?
I mean, I was probably already doing something embarrassing, like at some, like you'd say, like at some flea market or something. So they'd probably come up and go, oh, this is exactly what I expected.
Right.
You know?
Right. Right. Because you were probably looking at like a loot at the Rose Bowl swap meet and you were thinking of buying.
I was looking at Cold War butt plugs. The Eisenhower.
The Eisenhower.
If you can find it.
Right.
Boy.
I think it's nice, though. I bet you were very nice to them. But you seem like you'd be very nice to the fans.
I still get very excited when people are fans and they recognize me. It's cool.
I had a nice thing the other day. I took a walk with my dog, Loki, and we went to this Airstream in the neighborhood that sells coffee. And so I bought myself a coffee. And this very nice woman, I believe she's Irish, she came up and she was talking to me with her friend. And but she said, I know from the podcast that you like talking to people. So I thought I should come up and talk to you. And then I did have a wonderful time talking to her.
Yeah.
I really did.
Yeah.
So I'm glad she knew that it was okay to come talk to me because I've talked about the fact on the podcast that I enjoy talking to people.
Yeah. This actually reminds me, yesterday, I got a second weed delivery guy come to my house.
We covered this on the podcast before you got
I had the first
recognized.
weed delivery guy that came to my house, he recognized me. And then the second guy came and then he also recognized me. And he said that he met you once and he was so taken aback because you wanted to keep talking to him. He was like, I expected it just to be a quick thing, but he kept talking to me.
Yes, I know. It's a problem. Well, I had this with my butt plug delivery guy.
Okay. All right.
Because you can have them delivered.
Where's that rap sign?
Is it white glove service?
It has to
Oh,
be.
man.
Why do we do it?
We?
I mean, when I say we, it's the royal we.
Uh,
This is the queen asking, why do I always go so low? But she would say, why do we always
the
go so
royal
low?
we is right adjacent to the royal butt plug.
Oh, Jesus. You
Well,
know,
you can't do what you did
Nope,
and then
high
get
horse.
mad at me.
You know what I love? You always enable me to get on
I
my
do.
high horse.
I know. I somehow.
If you are the royal family and you are into butt plugs, like, how do you get one?
Oh, please.
Think they
There's
don't-
a guy that makes it for
I'm
you.
sure.
In this.
They make it
it's
for
all-
you?
Yes, I'm sure it's...
Bejeweled emerald butt plug.
Yeah,
probably.
it's probably in the Tower of London.
Okay.
Probably
They have
from
one.
Henry VIII on.
Yeah.
You know?
What?
Well,
It's passed on
down,
from
like the
generation to
crown.
generation?
Like the
Yeah.
scepter and the crown.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
You have
right.
to boil it. All right, we have to get going.
You have a kink? How do you get it? How do you do that? If you have a
Trust
kink?
me. Oh, yeah. I'm worried that people in the royal family
Yeah, what-
may have a kink and can't exercise
Ask
it.
Prince Andrew.
What are you talking about? That's what royal families are for, is to have kinks and weird, crazy, insane inbred madness. And you're like, well, I understand. If you're in the British royal family and there's a monarchical dynasty that's been breeding into itself for 11 centuries, what happens if maybe you have an odd fetish
I know.
and unlimited money? How do you service it? I hope they're okay.
Yeah, their
Craziest-
kink is incest.
Fucking thing I've ever heard.
On an episode not too long ago, we talked about your grandma Maudie, right?
Yes, this would be my mother's mother, Ruth Reardon. And yet, for reasons we didn't know when we were kids, we all called her Maudie. And then I asked her once, why do we call you Maudie? And she said that there was a cartoon strip back, maybe even before the turn of the century or at the turn of the century. I believe she was born in 1890, and she was on a playground, and some kids were harassing her or, teasing her, and so she kicked at them, and they started calling her Maudie, because there was a well-known cartoon at the time about I don't know if it's a mule or a horse that kicked people. Oh my God.
Here it is. And this is the mule or the horse kicking someone right there. And her name was Maud.
And her name was Maud. This is it. Oh my God. I'm trying to see what the date is on this. That would be cool to know. I can't see. I can't make out the date.
I thought it said 1904 somewhere. Would that be too late?
I don't think so. You can still kick people when you're 14. This is really cool. This is,
Her classmates sound like dicks.
well,
Don't they? I mean-
kids don't change.
I know, but they were bugging her so much that she needed to kick them, and then they started calling her a kicking mule.
Well, yeah, but it's not like the name stuck and her grandchildren ended up using it. Oh, no. This is so cool. This is a good, there's a guy who gets kicked by a mule. He's angry, so he takes the mule. He says, I'll fix this pesky critter. He ties the mule up. The mule kicks some more people. It's kicking automobiles. It's kicking everybody. And then the people realize that the owner's the one that caused all this problem. So they go and they kick him.
Mm-hmm.
And the mule then gets to laugh at the owner who just got kicked. Hee-haw. My question is, okay, did they do the same bit every week?
I don't know.
I mean, how many of these cartoon strips did they do? At least this is a cartoon strip that's acceptable today. If you look at a lot of cartoon strips from the turn of the century, they would not pass muster anymore. They're incredibly
but wait till you
despicable.
find out that mule's politics.
Wow, this is an America First mule. He wants closed. This is a closed border mule. This is so cool to see this. To think that my grandmother would have seen this.
It does say to be continued next Sunday, so
Yeah,
I bet there's a whole story.
Yeah, I think my guess is this mule just keeps on kicking people.
Yeah. I have a
here we
little info about it.
Okay.
And Her Name Was Maud is the name of the strip. Is a comic strip by Frederick Burr Opper. It first appeared in the Hearst newspapers on July 24th, 1904. That's it.
Oh.
The rest of the stuff is...
Wait, can I just say, Adam, you approached the mic like, I've just got some news. The Hindenburg has exploded at Lakehurst, New Jersey. All souls have been lost.
Even you seem surprised by your own lack of information.
This is less interesting than I thought it was going to be.
Her name is Maud in 1904. Newspapers.
Yeah,
although
that's
Hearst
kind of it.
papers, though, it probably does have some politics.
Yeah. Well, this is, I don't know. I love that kind of connection to, first of all, this is, as I've spoken about before, I loved my grandmother. And after my grandfather passed, she lived with us for a while. And she was this amazing link to the late 19th, early 20th century. And I remembered her telling me it was once New Year's Day. And she told me she had a very clear memory of New York City because she was staying with relatives in New York City in 1900 on New Year's Day. And she was describing it. She was describing the carriages going by, how cold it was, the snow. She said, I can see it right now, like perfectly. And I thought, I'm always fascinated by time travel, that concept that you can have a human connection to somebody. I don't know if you had this because I know, Sona, you lived with
your
grandparents.
Yaya and Dada both lived into their 90s.
Into their 90s.
Yeah.
And they came from
Istanbul.
Yep.
And I mean, my grandpa he was a butcher when he was 12. Like, they just put him to work really early.
Right.
So it's like the idea that you were trusting a 12-year-old with slaughtering animals just feels like a completely different world.
But also just the fact that then they come to this country and they're living with you and you're going out to In-N-Out to grab a burger.
Yeah.
And whatever else you're up to. It's just this amazing clash of cultures. I find that stuff fascinating.
Well, my great-grandma also lived with us, and she was old as shit. She was really old.
You don't say old as shit.
She was really, really old, and I remember she was this old, wrinkly lady, and I was really young. I was maybe like 10, and my mom's like, she's going to sleep in your room. And from then on, I was terrified of the dark because I thought she was like an old witch lady. And she was just
Wait, when you say she was, what did you say, old as shit?
Yeah.
How old is old as shit?
She was, when I was 10, she was like 95.
Because there are young comedians out there that now see me and go, "You're old as shit." So it's all relative.
That's right. I was 10 and she was 60.
No, seriously. How old do you think she was?
She was 95. Yeah,
wow.
But she was like an old wrinkly lady, and I was young, and I was like, "Why is this old person in my room?" And I got terrified of the
But you
dark.
sound like an awful grandchild.
I was really bad.
I love this. Like old and wrinkled. Why is that in my room?
We did something else. I don't want to. I shouldn't.
Well, we got her now.
This is really bad. So she had a son who passed away that no one told her passed away. And then my uncle who was still in Istanbul, and we'd hold up two fingers and be like, Medzik, touch one of them. And she would touch him and be like, oh, that's, Bejo Daidai, who was my uncle. And she'd just instantly start crying. And we thought it was so
Wait, I don't understand
funny
what was happening here.
because we kept reminding her of these people she hadn't seen in a long time, and we'd instantly make her cry. And Danny and I were like, "Let's go make Medzik cry."
Whoa! Oh my God, you're a monster. You're a sociopath. How is that?
We were just fascinated with her instant sadness.
I thought you were the true sociopath, but it's you all
It
along.
really was messed
What a
up.
twist.
No. To be fair, I did it to my grandmother Maudie too. I used to go, remember that loved one that perished? It was fun. We used to call it. It was the old fun. We called it the parish game.
Oh,
Hey, let's go play parish, and we go into Maudie's room.
was just
Remember the one you loved who perished? Look at them waterworks. You're an awful, awful person.
no joke. That was really bad.
Yeah, you're a bad
It was
person.
bad. We would make her laugh just for
All right. Well,
fun.
listen. Let's have some
cry.
good come
You don't
from
need
this.
to clarify no joke.
We would
know
make
that
her
it's bad.
cry just for fun.
Yeah, no,
because
no.
we were
Yes.
terrible.
Let's have
people.
some good come out of this. If you're listening right now and you're tempted to go mock a very, very old relative by reminding them of someone they lost long ago, think twice.
Yeah.
That's a little word from Conan O'Brien. Needs a friend. I'm thinking about all the different people you've collaborated with, because you mentioned Ray Charles, but what it's amazing to me is that you have, I think, a very enviable career. You've had massive commercial success, and you're respected, and you're a nice, grounded person, and you can.
So, that you know of.
I usually find out. I'll tell you what, word gets out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
I talk to Uber drivers, and they tell me. But you've collaborated with Keith Richards.
Yeah.
What's that like?
Again, just like a nice human, a musician.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do these collaborations and the song's already been recorded and the person's not even there. And you go in and you add your vocals. And I've done a couple of those with Keith, but I've actually been in a room playing music with him a few times, and it's incredible.
That would be sort of otherworldly.
Yeah.
I just, in the few times that I've had little contacts with him.
Oh, yeah.
Very, he didn't know who I was or anything. But
I'm sure that's not true.
No, this was years
a
ago,
long time ago.
before I
You
had
weren't
my
wearing
show.
your little T-shirt?
I had it on even when before I had a TV show, I had it on.
Right.
But it feels to me like it would be a great exercise to, one might not immediately link Norah Jones and Keith Richards, but you can get together and musically you guys can find the groove or find what it is.
I mean, we both love Hank Williams, right? So it's not a problem. It's a language, and it's like that's what's so fun about this podcast is it's like a never-ending list of people to just play with and play music with, but it's like really just like playing in a playground. It's like that. It's so fun.
And do you have like your bucket list of these are the people I've got to have on your podcast that you want to mess around with?
It's just never ending. It's a bazillion people. It's like, of course, my idols or a young musician who I admire, or someone that nobody knows about that I just like, or whoever.
So, I mean, that's so fantastic. And I think that's what this medium, this podcast thing. I mean, every time we come into the studio, I'm delighted that this forum exists.
Me too. It's like intimate and fun, and it's I'm never, going to get invited to dinner with you probably, so it's fun to just have this time together to talk. And
I know you've asked a lot, and I'm still not ready.
I find that very hard to believe.
Yeah. No, I just need to hear a little more of your stuff.
Well, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of people you might not cross paths with in an intimate way.
Well,
so it's a way to really connect.
Yeah.
That's what I was on my way to work today, and I called the guy who's a good friend, and he booked music on our show all through the 90s, 2000s, Jim Pitt.
Oh, yeah. I remember him.
Yeah. And, great person who helped put the musical stamp on my show, which was so important to us. And I called him up, and I just was as excited. And I said, hey, I just want you to know I'm going to be talking to Norah in like half an hour. And he was like, oh my God. And we were chatting about how nice it is. And I said to him, all these years, Norah's been coming on my show and performing. And of course we chat, but I never got to sit down with you and talk to you.
Yeah.
Because people don't realize show business is, you do your sound check, your rehearsal. I come down, I say hi, then I've got to go and do my stuff. Then you perform. I thank you. and then you move on, I move on.
Yeah, it's brief.
Yeah, and this is what I love.
Yeah,
you know?
It's so much. It's so like warm, and it gives me the warm fuzzies. You know,
because I didn't know that country music was so important to you.
Yeah,
and
well,
I
grew up in Texas.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It was in the water.
Yeah.
You know, and my mom's from Oklahoma, so it's a familial thing on that side of my family.
Do you have a favorite Hank Williams song?
I mean, "So Lonesome I Could Cry" is
Yeah,
just about one of the best songs ever sung.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That
sad.
I love that Ken Burns documentary on country music.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And you know, he's taking you through everybody, and then he gets to there's the chapter episode about Hank Williams, and it's entitled "Shakespeare of the South."
Oh,
and
yeah.
you're like, yeah, that's right.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, I love that music.
But also, you get to like work with Outkast, Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
So
It's run the gamut. I've been super lucky.
yeah. Has
Yeah.
anyone ever asked you, like, can I do a duet with you? And it was someone you do not want to do that with?
You mean, do I say yes to everything?
I just meant in person.
Yeah.
You know, I meant like the awkwardness in
Oh,
person
yeah.
of like, you're talking to someone
And
who,
they're like, let's do this.
yeah.
Well, actually,
I'm ready to do a duet with you.
I don't
I've
think
got my
it's
ukulele.
never happened like that ever. But yeah, I mean, I've turned a few down. I guess I've got my ukulele.
I have my bassoon. Come on. We could do it right now.
I would do that probably if it was just like really easy. But I don't know. I've turned a few things down. I've turned a few things down where I really liked the person and I just didn't have time. You know, stuff just happens. But doing this podcast, it's like I have to actually ask people now, and that's kind of nerve-wracking for me.
Ask them.
To ask people to come be on my show now.
Right.
And being in that position of asking and maybe getting rejected, that's been like the most kind of like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, you know?
You know, it's funny. I'll just because I've been doing this for so long, I used to take it personally.
Yeah.
If someone couldn't come on the show or said no to the show, I took it as them saying, Conan O'Brien, thank you, no.
Yeah. What a jerk that guy is.
Yeah. And then later on, it took me years because my publicist used to say, no, don't take it personally. They're in town.
Yeah.
And then I realized, because I'd been on the other side of it, where I'm someplace and they'll say like, hey, there are these 5 people or these 5 shows that are saying, can you come do something? And you think, I'm only here for a day. I can do one, or I don't really want to do that this time, or I can't do it for some. And you realize that it's not personal at all. I mean, sometimes it is. I've had celebrities say, I despise that guy. And I don't realize why that has to get back to me.
From them personally.
Yeah. George Clooney calls and says, no.
No, thanks.
You are not my cup of tea. You're way too silly. If only that were a joke. Come on.
Not Clooney.
I'm just, no. He loves me. We'll connect eventually. But no, let's not put that out there. Or do we?
Huh? Oh.
Yes.
What's that?
I want George Clooney.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I do
Can you
too.
be better? Can you change yourself?
Go get him, Tiger.
I'll try. I'm going to try and up my game just enough to get
thank
Clooney.
you.
Get
Thank
all of
you.
Ocean's 11 in here.
Oh, yeah.
yes.
All at once?
At the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please.
I think I could get 2 of them.
Carl Reiner. Oh, wait.
No. Carl Reiner passed.
Yeah.
We can't get him anymore. I could have, but we'd need some voodoo magic to get him now. Nice one, Gourley, by the
Thanks.
way.
Yeah, I picked the one guy who's not alive.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about waiter number 3.
Oh, okay. Oh, he's good, though.
Yeah. What is your...
I'm sorry.
What's
the way
that?
you just went right back into questions.
That's what I have to do.
I know.
I'm a pro. Nora gets it because she's a pro.
I'm sorry.
Right? You run a podcast. You know how to just snap back.
I love when you get Sona going. It's my favorite thing.
Oh, when I get her angry?
No, when you get her laughing. Like
Oh, when
that.
I get her laughing.
When she gets going.
Yeah.
It's my favorite thing too, actually.
Well, it must
good.
feel so good to laugh like that.
It does.
It's rare to laugh like that.
I mean,
For some people-
I'm a hearty laugher.
Yeah, you are.
in general, and then also just working for someone for Conan O'Brien has been
Of course.
the best.
Well, I think the thing that comes that is real is how much bullshit happens between Sona and I and laughing that isn't recorded.
Yeah.
Because I will call you and say there's something really important I need you to do for me, and then it's something that's completely made up.
Yeah.
And
He'll go on riffs on the phone with me just because I'm laughing, and I think it's a drug.
It
for
must
him.
feel so
It is a
good
drug
to have
for me.
her around.
It is.
He's such a great
Oh,
laugher.
thank you, thank you,
Yeah,
Nora.
Gourley less so.
No.
Gourley isn't really a laugher.
Gourley is funny as hell.
I know.
Yeah,
He cracks me up.
I know.
I remember when I first started listening to your podcast, he was just kind of quieter.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
he's a quiet, and then he started.
he's really come out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And now, guess what? Now we're trying to get him back
Yeah,
in.
it's like, I think the cat's out of the bag.
No.
Genie's out of the bottle.
Yeah, it's
And
out.
It's like it's a Jack in the Box that I'm trying to jam
Yeah.
Can't do
back
it.
into the box.
Can't do it.
No, it's
Won't
good. He
happen.
compliments you
saying-
really well.
No, it's
Yeah.
I got very lucky because this all came together. I mean, Sona I knew was going to be part of it, and then they brought this Gourley guy in, and I said absolutely not, and they said no one else will do it, and then
That's true. That's true.
And
And
he
even
needs
I
the
did
money,
it because
yeah.
I was being blackmailed.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
Hey, Conan O'Brien here. Welcome to Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. I think my voice becomes more and more professional with every outing.
Huh.
I'm taking a lot of pills to,
Voice pills?
Professional pills?
pure testosterone
What?
to try and get me into a lower register,
Oh,
that smooth jazz register.
yeah.
Matt, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Sona, nice to see you as well.
Same.
How about ditto? Does your generation ever say ditto, or is it always same?
No.
Because my son says same. He goes, same.
Does he say samesies?
No, he doesn't do that. He's like a normal kid.
Oh.
You think he's holding a giant lollipop and dressed as a sailor in short pants? Samesies! oh.
No, I don't say ditto.
No.
No, I don't. Do you? I've never heard you say ditto.
I used to say ditto daddy-o back in the 50s, but that was a long time ago. You know, I don't want to blither and blather today because I think this is a kind of an important podcast.
This episode or this podcast in general?
Oh, the whole podcast. I just think it's an important part of American history.
Oh, boy. You couldn't even finish the sentence.
Couldn't do it. I tried. No, I'm excited about this episode because today is a conversation with Billie Eilish and her brother Phineas, and I love their work. I really do. I think they're very talented, and I was very excited because I don't think they do a lot of stuff that they were going to come into the studio and talk to us.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a really fun conversation.
It was so fun, and they're really cool. And, they came with, like, their parents who were also really cool.
Yes.
But it made me want to, like, I really wanted them to think I was cool.
I could tell that you were a little self-conscious.
I was.
I think I'm saved from that because I know, first of all, I'm old enough to be their father, if not their grandfather.
Okay.
But so that takes away some of the pressure. There's no effort for me to try and be cool with Billie Eilish and Phineas. I don't feel that pressure at all.
Is that true?
I don't.
I do.
I don't think so.
Well, I wouldn't know because I was relegated back in the nosebleed seats there in the shadows. So you guys could have.
And your mic was turned down
Well,
in our
you know why?
earphones. He could barely
That
hear
was
you.
Conan's request.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Also, that's my normal seat.
Yeah.
You're describing where I usually sit.
Rise
Aaron
up,
Blair.
Blair, rise up.
Yeah.
I don't think it's right either.
Well, here's what happened. Because there's two main chairs and two microphones, usually if there's one guest, the guest sits there and then you sit in your seat. But because it was Billie Eilish and Phineas, there was no choice but to place you in a Ralph's supermarket several blocks away.
I'm seeing another mic stand right here. I know we've got extra mics. I'm just wondering.
We couldn't have you creeping up in between Billie Eilish and
Sandwiched
Phineas.
in between them?
Absolutely. And if not,
No.
sandwiched in the same chair at least.
Okay, no, creepo.
And I'll take either of them.
Absolutely not.
You wouldn't have had room. She got really comfortable at
Yeah.
one part, and then as she was getting comfortable, I was too.
This is what I was going to say about Billie Eilish's star power. So she's sitting in the chair you're in now, Matt, and she, as you both saw, almost immediately she got so comfortable, she started to, and no other guest has done this, she started to slide down the chair, and she just kept sliding down the chair until I was basically just looking at Billie Eilish's head.
Yeah, that's true.
Resting on the chair, her body completely disappeared, And Phineas got very comfortable. And then at one point, out of the corner of my eye, I look over and I see Sona. And you were mirroring Billie Eilish.
Yeah, nice.
You were way down as if you were on a transcontinental flight in first class.
Yeah.
You reclined all the way. You ordered some warm cashews and a Pinot Noir. And you put on an eye mask. You were so chill.
And I was sitting on a milk bucket in the shadows.
I think that if I did what she did, I would be cool like her. I think that's what I was doing.
But the reason that she's Billie Eilish is that she's not thinking about any of it. She just is.
Well, also she's 21 and I'm 40.
That may help. Yeah. I think this episode sets the record for the most times I've been called dude in one conversation.
Yeah. They're very Californian. I don't know about you, but I wanted to be like, hey man, I'm from California too, bro.
Hey dude.
Hey dude.
I was going to be like you. So did I get it?
That's why you were on the milk bucket.
What? I understand that now. I think you should have gone a bit farther.
Yeah.
Maybe the other room would have been better.
Hello, dudes. I live in Pasadena, and I am most dudular as well.
Why, my dudes, what's spanking?
What's spanking, my chili willies?
Hey, guys, cool.
Want to come to the Rose Bowl swap meet with me? And we could find some Bakelite tea mugs?
Hey, I'm going up to Fuckman's Leap to have some cordials later. Want to come? What?
Wow,
what was
you
that?
lost
I don't know. You lost me completely. I don't know what you're talking about.
Everybody got lost with that.
Well, it'll come out.
No, please leave it.
Yeah, I think you had a stroke.
Silence
What's
afterwards.
Fuckman's Leap?
I don't know. It just came out.
Wait, so you don't even... That's not even a real thing?
I don't know what it is.
Who improvises Fuckman's Leap? That's insane. That is not coming out. That is a pure moment of insanity.
It's come out of my mouth before, but I don't know what it is.
Fuckman. Hey, dudes. We were on a riff about you being square in front of Billie Eilish, and then your attempt to be a, quote, square guy is to say we're all going up to Fuckman's Leap, which, for the record, is the coolest sounding place I've ever heard in my life.
And boom, that shows that I've got it.
Oh, my God.
I want to die on Fuckman's Leap. Conan O'Brien committed suicide today. He jumped off Fuckman's Leap. His wife could not be reached for comment because she was too busy laughing.
This is the problem. We're doing a whole day of segment and intro recordings, and there's no celebrity in here today. I mean, no offense. And it just feels too, like, groovy. You know, we're too jazzy right now. I'm too comfortable.
Love it. I think it's great. If it brought us Fuckman's Leap, I say more of this.
Jazzy and groovy.
Anyway.
You're so cool. You're so with it.